question whether or not I'm here for truth. Question if I was a real flat earther or not. The reality of it is there are no flat earthers. There are only globe deniers. Every flat earth evidence really is just a globe phenomenon, explained by the globe. Don't you see that? See, I'm still here for truth. And now there are certain people in my way. What is up, party people? All right, today's gonna be a fun one. I don't know why it's gonna be fun. A completely open topic. Have nothing to talk about. There are things that we are not going to discuss today because yes, YouTube did send out to all content creators that the coronavirus is a serious situation, and if you put anything out in your titles or information about it in here, and it is disinformation, not official information, they will take your shit. So that won't be the topic for today. That's for damn sure. But let's see what's up in the chat. See what's going on with everyone. What is up, Sean Smith? I see you in the Discord. I'll be in there in a second, guys. What's up, Plain Truth, as well in the Discord? What is up, RT96? What's up, Sean Hawkins? What is up? The truth will out. What is up, B-Ball? Hope you liked my. Hope you guys liked the little robots I got. Those are my little friends now. What's up, Dartman? What's up, GPS? Hey, Amy, how you doing? Glad to see you here. Let me see who else. What is up, the foreigner, Farmersboy? What is up, Truth Stands Alone? How you doing, my friend? What is up? Let's see, going down the list, almost done. I think that's it. What's up, Ivan? And that is it. Hang on, still more. What's up, Dark Seed? I think that's it. Okay, there we go. What's up, Sam Cam? How you doing? Okay, here we go. Damn. What's up, Brainery? No. Wait, hang on. I miss you. I saw you. What's up, Brainery? I saw you before. My bad. What's up, Secretly? What is up, Barney? How you doing, sir? All right, so like I said, I got some people already in the Discord. We're just going to go over there right away right now. Don't think there was anything I wanted to address before I had gone live. Let's look at my little notes here because I got a little talk about these notes. Nope, nothing to talk about. Okay, so I'm going to go over and go to the Discord and see what they are talking about because I see their little lights all lit up, which is never a good thing when Stingray's there. Let me get some things moved. Oh, that's why my number one. Go do that. And see where that went wrong. I see, because they're all talking at once. Get rid of that one. And we'll just leave it at that. Alright, perfect. There we go. Move that over here. And unmute them first. And then move over to here. And unmute me.
He's not stupid.
What's up, guys?
Hey!
Hey, Sean.
The ceiling. Air.
You are hot micing like a mugger, Travis. If you're not... Yeah, you're hot micing big time. If you're not going to talk, mute yourself. Like, while you're not talking. My bad. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're all right. How are you?
Doing pretty damn
Marvelous.
good. Pretty good. I figured I realized something really awesome. We're going to be the safest motherfuckers through this situation. I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but we can talk about it. I'm not going to show anything about it. But with the virus, because we spend all our times here.
Yes. Can't catch you.
Spreading misinformation.
No, we're not talking about any information. Though, Sean, thank you for pointing me to the direction. We do have a coronavirus bot now in the Discord.
Sweet deal.
Let me see if I can turn that on. There we go. Yeah, so now we have a bot in the Discord. So if you want to know any information through whoever the fuck that is, there it is. It's actually pretty cool. You can put your cities and all that stuff. The bot command's already in there right now. So if it's like $C help, it'll gives you all the information in there. But that's in the live stream chat. I changed the server around a little bit. So if you guys have any problems, let me know so I can fix it. And to the mods that I do have, I think Sean's the only one here right now. If you go down to the very, very bottom, you'll see a little bot channel. And then you guys can play with the bot down there and just get used to it and whatnot. And that's going to be where all the other bot commands will be.
Gee, yes.
Well, I do have a problem, and that is that Stingray is in here, and
Yep.
you know, he is the upper echelon of flat Earth. So
Yep.
you know,
And that nice little thumbnail I had, I made that all by myself. That's kind of is the point of what I want to talk about if we do a point, because for a very long time, and a lot of my frustration came back from being asked over and over again the same questions. For instance, my best example is Seek and Find. I think he's asked me what is the effects of gravity at least 75 times per stream. So what I mean, at some point, the answer of how do these things work needs to be answered, in my opinion. And to the point of ask, we need to be asking them and putting their questions aside, because again, we're answering the same fucking questions over and over again, literally over and over again. And at this point, the whole we don't have that much time, we haven't had that much time argument, or well, that's because mainstream science says so. Well, mainstream science is a lot more credible than the Eric Dubays and Mark Sargents that started this. And with that being said, remember, it's not, if it was, it'd be one thing if it was like, you go into it and it's like, I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know why it's doing that. I think it's a flaw here. I think it's a flaw there. Those things are perfectly rational. But at what point do you go, wait. Stop telling me it doesn't work this way. Because at that point, the most logical thing that happens is I'm going to then go, how does it work that way? And that's kind of where the deflection starts. And for you to be able to say, you don't know, or you are wrong, or it doesn't work in a certain way, you have already basically mastered how something works, seen a flaw in that, and then reverted to a alternative. While you work that alternative out to figure out what's really happening, you create an understanding of what you think is happening, what you thought is happening, and why it was wrong, and be able to explain to people. That's not happening. That's not happening at all. And it's frustrating. To say have a conversation with somebody, and it basically be agreements to everything. Everything's agreed upon. I mean, you can detail through everything, and then at the last second, because it doesn't comport, say no. No longer is a explanation, really. You are wrong is an evidence. I don't think isn't fact. These are just logical things that you have to go through in life to be able to understand what's going on. I'm a prime example of that. When I started, I didn't know shit. When I started to learn stuff, remember, I thought it was flat for a second. Yeah, follow me, blah blah blah. But at the same time, I had to learn. You have to learn these things before you can make an alternative for them. Once I started thinking about these alternatives, I started hitting brick walls left and right. Flat earthers should be hitting brick walls left and right, but they don't. It's weird. It's one of the most mind-boggling things in my mind. As you learn a topic, you should have 3 or 4 different paths to what it could be if you don't understand it. Once you understand it, if you don't see a flaw in that, you have a path, and it just keeps working with everything else that we talk about. But yeah, it's if something doesn't work, you need an explanation for it. And if you don't understand it, then we got to stop talking like you have any understanding of it, because realistically, nuh-uhs don't work.
No.
And that goes for both sides. If you don't if right away someone says, "Hey, this isn't how it works on the globe," you're explaining it wrong. Sometimes you need to step back and go, "Okay, maybe I thought it was this way." And these are a lot of things that if you are, and I know some of you guys don't care about this part, but if you are a real truth seeker, you should be like a crash test dummy when it comes to the paths that you're going to take. You should be running down paths, hitting brick walls, starting over. Thinking it's this way, hitting a brick wall, starting over, and just keep getting further into your understanding of something. But to be in this for a certain amount of time and think you're now a professional or expert at these things, it's kind of weird. It's super weird to me. Brick wall after brick wall should be hit. By the time you get halfway through being a flat earther, you should have a car. You shouldn't even have a car. You should be like in a bubble, just bouncing off walls with trying to figure things out. You don't see that. You don't see that ever. Even worse, it used to happen, because this is when I started being a flat earther. So this happened a lot. There used to be a lot of talk between flat earthers about why this doesn't work. Why is this what we say doesn't work? And then they're trying to figure that shit out. That shit don't happen no more. Now the new people that are flat earthers seem more like followers. The people that are leading the flat earth argument just seem like con artists. It's like this super weird thing going on, and the truth seekers seem not to be truth seeking.
What do you mean by bouncing off the walls?
So
they shouldn't.
Okay, so basically, for instance, Travis, we say the horizon is the sky meet blah 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 blah. Both start disappearing due to curvature. You say it's not curvature. So in your path to trying to figure out how it's not curvature, Travis, we should have heard at least 5 or 6 different what could it be's and how could it work. And what you do, Travis, is I've been doing this for 2 years. I know what I'm looking at, and that's not the case.
Okay. So how do you mean it? How do you mean it's not the case?
Okay, so this is the thing. So we've heard you say, I don't know shit about photography. I don't know shit about the science of it. I'm learning. You said that dozens of times, and that's awesome. That's exactly what people would expect someone to say, especially with 2 years. But when we're having this discussion about what we're looking at, it no longer is I'm learning, Travis. It's I know what the fuck I'm talking about, Travis. And those two don't mix. Those two can't work together. It doesn't work that way.
Well, I don't agree with that, because let's say, for instance, if I don't necessarily understand the mechanics of a focal length or an f-stop or an aperture, in terms of how much light gets in or how much field of view is available, that doesn't change the observation being made. So
it changes the observation, the understanding of the observation being made.
Okay, so I disagree with that.
Wow.
So I guess that would be.
How does look, put it this way. So hang on. So put it this way. If someone blindfolded you and you didn't know what time of day it was, you didn't know what you were going to be looking at, and they take the blindfold off, you take a picture, and everything you're looking at, you don't know what's going on. You're telling me you can just make an assumption and know exactly why something is in an image?
Okay, two things. You might not like it. It might be three. I'll just name the three. That's a non sequitur, it's a red herring, and it's a straw man, because you just brought up something that wasn't real, right? So
no, it is real. We do it all the time. I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Okay, fine. All right, you're right.
Okay.
All right,
All
let me phrase it better then. How about this? Can I show you a picture and you tell me why the effects are happening?
I would say no.
Okay, so then how can you look at your picture and do that?
Because I've looked at thousands of pictures.
See, you're doing it right now. Okay. No. So is anyone in here know? Okay, I know. But there's a word I know I'm looking for. Anyone who does this debate talk stuff, what was that? What he just did, where he says he doesn't know, but then uses himself as an authority. That's whatever that debate term. If we want to do the debate thing, we can do that. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
False equivalency.
Thank you. Yep.
Okay, so fine. Let's talk about this. How do you understand what I just did as a false equivalent?
Because you're saying, yeah, I'm learning. You don't need to know this. You don't need to know that. And then you say, well, I've been doing this for 2 years now, so I am an authority.
Okay.
Well, and plus on your previous statement,
it's an appeal
on your
to authority.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Barney.
By saying,
hold on.
I do not need to present an argument.
Guys, don't put words into my mouth.
Well, let Barney finish.
So it's an appeal to authority, as in fallacious appeal to authority. It is saying, I have been doing this for this many years. I do not need to present an argument or explain how I know this. This is the conclusion.
Okay.
Use my experience or my conclusion as the argument.
Okay. Again, why don't we stick to what I do say in this hangout, right?
No, you just said that. That was just what happened.
Okay. I just said what, Shawn?
You do not need to understand something. You don't need an understanding of f-stop. You don't need an understanding of aperture to simply look at photos. You've been doing it a long time. You can simply look at photos. And that, like Barney just said, is a fallacious statement. Because if I'm looking at a computer screen right now, Travis, and I'm looking at pixels on a screen, and I could just say, I've looked at pixels on a screen for 20 years. I just know about pixels. They can be red, they can be green, they can be blue, they can be a combination of the two. But if I don't know screen technology, as in the difference between twisted pneumatic and in-plane switching, if I don't know how a video buffer works, if I don't know what a transistor is on a CPU, I do not understand. I am simply observing without the knowledge to interpret.
Okay, so that's your field, and I can appreciate that, and I am never going to step on your toes in that field, Stingray. So my point would be to say, I'm not talking about looking at a computer screen. So again, that is not a part of this discussion. We're talking about observations of nature, right? So I believe that the conversation should focus on simply that. Now,
that was just an example to show you that you had done something. That wasn't part of the discussion. That was just an example showing you that you're doing the, what was it called, Barney?
False equivalency, or appeal to
appeal to authority.
Right, but now, I have never claimed to be an authority. You
do.
Okay, I have never said. Hold on, guys. Just hold on. Settle down.
Finish your statement.
Okay. I have made some pretty ballsy comments and claims about my observations and my confidence. I have never said I'm an authority.
You know, you don't have to say that. It's in your statements.
Yeah,
No.
you do. Yeah, you do. Because if I don't say it, then you can't straw man me with the claim
No.
that I did say it.
Appeal to authority is not saying I am an authority, trust me, right? You don't have to use the word authority nor invoke yourself. The thing that you did when you said, oh, I don't know from one image, but I have seen thousands of images, therefore I know, is an appeal to authority. Why?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is
Okay, how so?
because you have not presented an argument. You have supplanted your assertion of experience for an argument. You have said, I know it so well that I don't even have to tell you how or why I know it.
Okay,
And
no,
that
I've
is
never. No, that's
self-affirmed.
false. I object.
Yeah,
I
you
have
said that many
Okay,
times.
okay. Let's deal with, unless you're gonna pull up a timestamp and give me the context for what you think I said in the past. Gentlemen, let's try to just stay in this conversation. Okay, so here, Shawn
This is
said,
part of
That's
this
hold on,
conversation.
Travis. You
Shawn,
said that all in this conversation. What Barney is speaking about is the comment you made about when I said, if I show you another picture, can you do it? And you said yes. I said how? You said I've seen thousands of
no, no, no.
pictures.
You asked me if I could. You asked me if you showed me one picture,
Mhm.
if I could adequately critique that picture, and I said no.
No, you said yes because you've
No,
seen
I did
thousands
not.
of pictures.
He
No,
said
I did
no, but
not.
I've seen
Oh, okay.
thousands of
Oh,
pictures.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, no,
There
no.
you go.
Okay,
That's
okay,
why. That's
guys,
what's confusing,
guys.
because that's like a
It's not
double speak on that.
confusing if you pay attention to the conversation. Here it goes. Here's what happened. I believe, okay? And we
Okay.
can
Well,
rewind it.
how
It
about
wasn't
yeah?
that long
No, no, no,
ago.
no, no, no. How about just say it and we'll take it at that.
Okay? Shawn said, we're going to blindfold you, blah, blah, blah. We're going to show you a picture. Are you telling me that you can adequately critique that picture? I said no. Then I believe your follow-up question was, then how can you do it with your images?
You're right. You're 100% right.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So
can I ask a
hold on.
Nope,
clarifying
nope,
Let me
nope,
question?
finish the
nope. Let him
punchline.
finish.
Let
Let
me
him
just finish
finish.
the
Let him
punchline. It's
finish.
not going to be very long. My comment would then be my ability to say that with confidence about my photography is that I have more than one image to compare.
Compare what?
The effects that we are seeing over both the Chesapeake Bay and the Channel Islands.
What effects?
It's not the effects of refraction over making observations over distance.
How do you know what the refraction is, the atmospheric conditions, and the distances are?
Okay, what's your evidence that that information is going to change my ability to see what I see?
It's not about seeing what you see. It's about knowing
It
what you
is.
see, because you are critiquing what you see.
Okay. If again, there are certain days I can go back to the files that I have, and there were certain days where I did snapshots of the humidity of the day, the temperature of the day, and the water temperature. Okay, so I'm just going to make these numbers up just for instance. Okay, so I go out on. Hold on.
Oh, okay. My
Hold on.
bad. Yep.
Hold on. I go out on Monday. I shoot for an hour or so. I have all of the images. I see those images. I go and I say, okay, I'm going to do what these guys say. I'm going to get all this data that they want. They want air temperature, humidity, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That data isn't going to change the image.
It's going to change your understanding of the image.
It depends on what questions you're asking, right? It's not good. I don't believe it's going to change.
To say you're understanding understanding what you're looking at is completely different from your opinion of what you're looking at. Your opinion, you can have an opinion of what you're looking at, but you won't know what you're looking at in reality unless you have that data.
I disagree.
I don't know how you could disagree.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if I look at photos and I've got no awareness of light, I've got no awareness of aperture, focal length, optics in general, I've got little awareness of refraction. how many photos would I have to look at to understand what it is I'm looking at, and the cause of the effects of what I'm looking at? Is there a number? If I looked at 1,000 of them without increasing my understanding of any of the concepts that I've just mentioned, at what point do I become qualified to be able to judge what it is and how it's happening?
I don't know
Is
that
there a
that's
number?
I don't know that that's quantifiable. I would say that your ability to make a valid critique would be a very small percentage. Like, say, for instance, if you took 100 images, I would say the percentage of those images when you are able to say something's going on would be very low. So it wouldn't take very many. Hold on, it wouldn't take very many for me to see that there's a difference in what I'm taking a picture of, and then start to draw correlations
Yeah,
between
you've
other
missed.
images.
So with that, you're just on about statistical analysis without understanding the how and why. You can always explain the what, and I can tell you that the letter A is very different to the letter B. But for me to be able to articulate and explain it and actually give you a quantifiable, qualified statement of what's different, I need to understand curves and geometry. So my point there is I can look at loads of photographs. I can look at 1,000 photographs and tell you the differences between them. Visually, I always could. And I'd need a very small sample point for that. But when looking at these complex things like I've just described, aperture, focal length, sensor size, digital ISO setting of the camera, knowing what chromatic aberration is, knowing what refraction is, and knowing how light reacts. These are things that allow us to explain how something is the way it is. I can always say, well, this is different and this is different. But without that understanding,
Okay.
I can't tell you the cause of why it's different. Or the cause of how it's different, sorry.
Yeah, I would, again, on a very elemental level, I would disagree with you. But my point is that if we see, the thing is that if you get into this, if a person were to come into this discussion for the very first time and think, okay, I'm going to look into flat Earth, and one of the very first things they come across is photos of ships or videos of ships that apparently have disappeared from the bottom up. The focal lengths, the apertures, all of that, I have not seen anything presented in any of those channels that get into that kind of detail. So it's funny, I feel, that I'm being required to meet those kinds of standards of data when, let's say, for MC the EMC, or even Critical Think, or anybody else who, Voice of Reason, all they do is present their observer height and the distance. They don't talk about humidity. They don't talk about weather, temperature, and all of those kinds of things. And yet they produce their images and say, look, this ship's going over the curve, when they haven't provided anything that you guys are demanding of me.
So I actually agree with Travis somewhat that there is a little bit of a red herring in those questions there. But on the other hand, I do think it's warranted. Here's why. All of those people that you're talking about are not challenging the basis of physics, right? They're not challenging optics. They're not challenging refraction. They're not challenging how light behaves, how electromagnetic interference works. All of those things are taken as they are used commonly in science for hundreds of years and developed for 1,000. Now, what you're saying, that's what I kind of tried to challenge you about last time. What you're saying is that under certain conditions, somehow, without explanation or invoking of anything else, refraction works opposite of what refraction usually does. And the only argument that you can give to that is, well, you can't tell me that it doesn't. You don't know. All you know is all of the instances that you do. And yes, in that case, if you're changing the basics of physics, then I have to ask you everything. You have to explain physics to me first.
And I would say, and I've said this before, that when and if I'm ever able to get to that level of addressing this, those kinds of things will have to be taken into account, and they will have to be addressed. I believe, though, gentlemen, that the discussion is very, very simple. The observations are very simple. And so that's where I'm starting from. I'm starting from simply saying, look, I believe we have enough here to call into question the bigger narrative. Now, addressing that bigger narrative in the area that you're talking about, yeah, it's going to take that kind of research. That kind of time is not in my schedule at this moment.
Do you see a problem with the fact that you have a conclusion, but you don't even have the categorical language of talking about that conclusion?
No, because the observations are that simple. They're very easy, very simple. It's not complicated.
No, I'm not challenging the observations. I fully accept that what you have recorded, and that's what it is. I'm challenging the conclusion when you come out and say categorically that it is 100% due to refraction, and then cannot define refraction. That's a meaningless statement. That is an assertion of knowledge without an argument, without support, without explanation. That's just a blank conclusion supported by nothing except by you saying it.
No, I mean, I've been on my show enough looking at web pages with refraction described, EDU sites and things like that, where they go over what is a common accepted description of refraction. And I have called I have called that data into question, and I have boiled down, whether or not you like it or accept it. Refraction isn't complicated. It's very simple. It's simply the distortion of an image through the medium through which you're looking. So I am not, and I said this before recently with, I don't know who was on my channel or not, but I said, I am not going to make these minute declarations about what light is doing. There's no way I can validate or justify making that kind of statement. The only thing that I can do, even if you don't like the fact that it's too broad or too general, is refraction is just simply the distortion of an image through a medium.
Yes, as stated last time, we actually do know how that light bends through that medium and what are the factors that influence it.
I understand that you accept that narrative, and that's what I just said.
Yes,
I have called that into question.
Yeah, but you haven't. You have asserted that it's wrong. That's not calling it into question. Calling it into question is saying it is wrong because of this. This is my argument why it's wrong, and this is my proposal on how it works, and that explains why I'm seeing this, and therefore makes a better explanation.
I mean, I'm just going to add something to what Barney said there. You don't necessarily even need to do that. You don't need to provide an alternative. You maybe just need to assert why it's wrong and invalidate it in some way. It could be still left unexplained.
I've already described it.
You
okay,
haven't.
so okay. Well, then let me try to do it right now. I'm going to be repeating myself because I have said this before. Okay, I do not believe that it is a logical inference or correlation to take a laser beam through a tank of sugar water and then project that dynamic out into daylight and say, that's what's happening out there.
Right, so you've just done exactly what Barney said previously. You've made an assertion, which is an appeal to your own authority, because that's what you're saying and that's the weight of your argument. Tell us why you do not think. Not the fact that you don't think. Tell us why you do not think that is valid. No, all you've said is you don't think
no,
this
because I'm going to say something that you probably have heard me say already.
All right, go for it. Sorry.
Show me daylight doing that.
Oh my God.
Right, you can't do it. You can't do it. All right, I'm going to be on mute.
It's the same as the laser.
It's prove that, please. I'm going to be on mute, but I'm going to go get my
electromagnetic waves. It's electromagnetic waves. Even radio waves can bend.
Yeah,
it's a fact.
Nice
it's
story,
a fact,
bro.
Scientific. No, it's not story. It's scientific. This is from any book.
I just put in the chat. I just put in the chat.
No, this is not school. This is not kindergarten.
I just showed it.
Just look it up.
I just showed it.
Travis, I just want to conclude with this. All you said right there is you said you made an assertion, you didn't have any evidence for it. You just told us your conclusion. You still didn't explain it, and when asked to explain it, you said, "Well, show me that it's that this, or show me this." That's
Okay,
not how a
Shawn.
challenge works.
Shawn, that image of the sunset, Shawn,
Yep.
is not showing me a laser beam bending down toward a medium. This is
Barney
not
showed
any
that.
demonstration.
Barney, do you have that picture?
No, he doesn't want a laser beam. He wants evidence that
He just
light from a laser and light from the sun are both light.
what the fuck?
That is no, hold on. That is absolutely not. This happens all the time.
Wait,
No,
did you-
the
hang on.
same. The
Okay,
same.
Did you
No,
hang on?
hold on,
Let me see if I can clarify this, Travis. You just asked me. You said that's not a laser bending in a median. Is that what you just said?
He wants to see sunlight, daylight
Yes.
behaving like a laser.
That's correct.
I can
Oh,
show you.
okay.
I can
Yeah,
show
right here.
you
I got
daylight
one.
bending.
Look, this picture.
I can show
is
you daylight bending now.
Look, this picture is doing the same picture that the sun is doing.
You can't prove that.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, go ahead and show me how you know that the sunlight is doing the same thing as
Okay,
that. This is
I'll put it in
first
the
of all.
chat.
Hold on. First of all, this is orthographic. Secondly, this is a short distance, right? We're not even talking about the same thing. You're not even talking about the same medium. This is completely apples and oranges,
I'm
guys.
putting a link for you in the chat right now. This is perfect for you. Look, read this, and you'll understand. We know how light works. That's how we know. It's not about how refraction works, Travis. It's how light works.
Exactly, and that's why I said he wants evidence that laser.
Okay, so hold on.
sunlight
So
are
you're
both
telling me
light.
that you're telling me that the atmosphere is a glass prism?
No.
No,
No,
a
but
prism.
it is a medium of variable density.
Yeah, it's not
yeah.
even. It's
It
not even
doesn't
compared.
work.
A prism is an example of how light works.
It's not the
Yeah,
same. It's not the
it's a
fucking
tool.
same, dude.
Hey,
Yes, it
hey,
is.
hey, hey.
That's a knowledge claim.
The,
That is
the
definitely a
statement.
knowledge claim.
The statement.
It's no
is-
different than your knowledge claim by showing me, when I say, show me daylight doing this, and then you show me a fucking prism, and I'm like, oh, so I'm in a glass. I'm in glass right now. I'm looking through glass.
You're
Okay,
a
I'm looking
moron,
through
Johnny.
sugar water. Come
Stop,
Do you
Carlos.
understand? Do you
Because
understand
it
the
doesn't
difference?
work only for a glass prism. It works for every medium which is transparent and has a density
Ooh,
gradient.
awesome. Show me that.
Every.
Show me that.
Have you got a glass of water?
I don't. Okay, listen. That's two
Water.
different mediums. You have a glass, and then you have water. We don't look
Okay.
through glass and water. I'm
Okay, so
walking through
so
air
let's
right now.
wait a minute. We can get to this, Barney, with logical.
Density
get-
gradient. We have shown videos of it done with gases. We have shown videos of it done with liquids, with gradients, with sharp surfaces, with solid objects. Wherever there is a density gradient, you have refraction. Whenever there is a change of
You're
index of
simply
refraction, you have
extrapolating. You're simply extrapolating and correlating something that you see in one medium with different variables, and then pushing it out into the air, and you can't.
No, we have seen different experiments on this channel with people doing it with air.
Yes.
Using cold air and liquid nitrogen and right.
Yeah, so I'm looking
making
through
very
liquid
interesting
nitrogen right now. When I'm taking my pictures of the Channel Islands, there's liquid nitrogen out there.
So
Come on, guys.
the issue with that, Travis, is that's a false equivalence. You're actually assigning. What do you think?
No.
Wait a minute, stop, Travis.
He's
Let me
the
finish.
one who
Let me
asserted a
finish,
false
Travis.
equivalence.
No,
That's my
you didn't.
accusation.
No,
Yes,
it's
he
your
did.
No,
He
it's your
just said we
Just
showed
listen.
you this
Listen.
in
Travis,
the air
stop,
with liquid
Travis.
nitrogen.
Listen. You did not get the example or the understanding of what was going on there. The actual elements involved were incidental. The importance was the temperature and thus pressure differential. That was the difference. You are not limited to liquid nitrogen, and the magnitude of the effect is the thing that you're changing by having such a severe difference, so that you can test it on a local scale. Because if I said to you that light bends 0.01 degrees every mile due to the standard atmosphere, that's not something that you can measure very easily, is it?
I don't think it's something that you could measure very easily either, or make that statement.
Well, guess what? I can go to your videos and I can see that there is a huge in all your videos about where the horizon is on different atmospheric days, and with that variance, I can count the actual perturbation of the light and analyze the variance to come up with atmosphere and come up with like the differential of how that can occur. You
Okay,
just look at it and go, "Ha, look, flat Earth."
Okay, so you've just made a claim that I would appreciate you providing evidence for. Can you do that?
Which claim? I made a few.
You just whine 30 seconds. You just gave rhetoric about what you can do about an observation that I make. Okay, so go ahead and do it, please.
Well, can you give me all your footage where you have variances of where you see the objects in the distance when you take them from the same point? So I want out of your footage just the camera in the same place looking at the same object, let's say, on different days with different atmospherics, so that I can put them all together to measure the differential observations.
Yeah,
and then I can.
Sure. I asked Barney to do that, so if Barney can forward you those 5 images I gave him, you'll have it.
You've never sent me any images. You've sent me a geolocation, and I was supposed to tell you what.
Okay.
Right? You had the image.
I made for you.
Yeah.
Those 5 images.
Hello?
Okay, well, it was my understanding that I did, because I was giving you the images as well as the data. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can give you. Yeah, I mean, I can give you 5 different. If you want.
Yeah, no, seriously. Yeah, there's something bad going on with his connection.
Yeah, I just fixed it. I just played with the connection. I just got to go back to green.
Okay.
Very nice caustic effects that you were just showing there, Shawn.
Travis, I didn't hear what you were asking. I heard that you kind of took. So I was saying hello, and you took that as a response to something, and I don't know what you asked.
I didn't hear you say hello. I was asking you if I had not sent you these, and you said no.
Oh, I didn't hear that question, and I was saying hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I didn't get images. I didn't ask for images. We were supposed to check my calculations against the images. You have sent me a geolocation and the direction in which you were looking in. Unfortunately, what you say that you were looking at cannot be seen from the geolocation that you've sent me, and that's where we got stuck. But you've never sent me images.
Okay, so I suppose then what happened was that I chose the images and then gave you the dates.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
Okay, all right, that's fine. But I still have them set aside, so I can still send you or send Dean those images. But,
well, both. I would very much appreciate it, because yes, I can actually have a look, and you've got the distances to the actual physical objects as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That would be definitely cool. Oh, and are these photographs, Travis, or are these captures from a video?
No, I would send you the photographs with the data for the focal length and all that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That is awesome. And this is a P. Oh, well, it'll say in the metadata. I suppose it's a P1000 or something.
It's a 900.
Cool. I don't mind having a look at those at all.
But okay, so we kind of went away from what the problem is. Travis, are you saying that refraction works different?
I'm saying that I believe the construction of what refraction is categorized as is incorrect.
What is incorrect?
It's too I guess it's too specific.
Huh?
I don't. Okay,
Wait,
hold on.
too
hold on,
specific.
hold on.
Isn't that
No. It's too precise so that
precise?
okay. I'm trying to explain, and you just interrupt with incredulity.
Because
Okay?
what you're saying are things that you would want to,
No,
that you need to understand
my
things.
point is you can't. My point is you the precision of the description when you pull up a refraction document
Mhm.
and they show you a diagram of waves going up and waves going down and traveling over. They don't see that. No one sees that.
So, okay,
They're
and
just
that
describing what they think is happening.
if that is the case, then what are you seeing that changes what they say?
I'm not making any other claims about what light is doing except for distorting the image. That's it. That's all I can say.
Okay.
I can say that.
So then you
Well, I
can't
mean,
say. Then you can't.
distortion
Hang on. So then you can't say that the only time things are obstructed is only due to refraction. You can't say that.
Yes, I can.
Again, appeal to authority.
And yeah.
No, it's not, guys.
That's
It's
just a
not.
non sequitur.
It's
Okay,
not a
let's see.
non-sequitur.
I don't know. I don't know the debate terms, so I just throw them out when I hear it, when I remember a word. So you guys need to correct it. I'm not a debater.
Non sequitur literally means all of the fallacies are non sequiturs. Non sequitur literally means the conclusion does not follow from the premises.
I'd like an explanation on distortion, Travis. So you say refraction is light distorting. Is that? Can you expand on that at all? Because our understanding of refraction that fits, but it's so it's such a loose term. There's actually no explaining power behind it. With that alone, we couldn't make predictions that we test to be true.
Well, yeah, sure. And I don't dispute making predictions. It just depends on the context of what those predictions are. So if you're standing in front of a stop sign and then you back away 100 yards and that, or you back away until in your sight that stop sign perhaps gets blurred, right? So if that stop sign, right, it's distorted. It's not as crisp.
So all right. Oh, sorry. So not as crisp is what you call distorted.
Right. You know that, like, if I showed you, I could show you one of the images of the Airbnb, which I call the red roof house, because when I was shooting it, that's all I saw was a red roof house. So I just called it a red roof house. So I could show you a refracted image of that, and you would have no idea what it was. None. It's just a blob. But it's still the red roof house. If I could take a magic marker or a magic rag and wipe away the refraction, guess what you would see? A pristine red roof house.
Well, yeah, Travis, that's how atmosphere works.
I'm not. Okay, guys, this is what happened with Fight the Flat Earth. So you're saying that there is refraction. Yeah, I'm not disputing that there's refraction. Okay, I'm not disputing that there is, or what it does in certain aspects of distortion.
Hang on. Let me ask you a question real quick. Is all you're saying is I'm looking at a picture, this is what I see, or are you trying to explain what is happening?
It's a little bit of both, because if I don't see an object,
okay, in that, if you're trying to say why it's happening, you need to explain why it's happening, not just say
it's refraction.
But in that you need data, you need information, you need to explain how this is the occurrence.
That's what you say.
No,
That's what
there's,
you
there's something
choose to
else.
say?
There's something else, Sean. There's something else, Sean. It doesn't necessarily need data, but in simply saying and asserting that this is refraction, refraction is a broad concept of what happens to light through a denser medium. It does not describe the effect or the specifics of the refraction to cause that. So when you say refraction, it's okay, brilliant. What is that refraction doing to cause the effect that you are trying to describe? And that requires an understanding of refraction. Does that make sense?
Not if distortion is a simple explanation.
So all of those.
Distortion is the end result.
Yeah. So distortion is the effect of, and distortion is a generalized term. I can have lateral distortion. I can have vertical distortion. I can even have inverse distortion where the light arrives in a different order. I could class that all as distorted. I could even have the focal length slightly out of focus, make it blurred, and call that light distortion.
Yeah.
There's lots.
Stingray.
There's lots surrounding that. Yeah.
B-Ball just put a picture in the chat, and it's a picture of like a street sign, and the words on the street sign are distorted. And what you're saying, and what the question would be, is then why doesn't this sign disappear bottom up?
It isn't. The bottom up is not an issue. First, I was just trying to get.
Well,
I cannot simply look at that.
It is an issue because Travis just clearly said that it's not curvature, it's distortion.
Okay, listen. The fact that you asked that just asked that question, in my opinion, I don't even know how to say this nicely. I am incredulous that you even asked that question. Okay, this is a picture of a street sign
that is distorted
at close proximity.
It's distorted.
Right. I wasn't talking about when I gave Dean my analogy of a stop sign. At that point, I wasn't talking about blocking from the bottom up. I was just simply talking about what I meant by distortion. So that image that B-Ball put up there is a demonstration of refraction and distortion. Now, it's not going to be disappearing from the bottom up, Sean, because I'm too close to it. I'm too close to it.
How do you know how close he is?
The fact that you
How do you know how close he is?
Okay, all I can do is go with what that image
exactly says. And until you know the data for that observation, you can't make the claims you're making.
Okay.
It's not. It's
absolutely incorrect.
I would disagree. I would disagree with you, Sean. It's not the specific data, right? You do need data to confirm your hypothesis, but you need to first form a hypothesis. And what he's forming is not a hypothesis; it's an assertion. There is no argument there. Now, first, from my point of view, he needs to construct an argument, and then we can verify that argument. We can check whether these things work like that. Right now, it doesn't even reach to the level where that data would mean anything, because he's not connecting anything to anything. He's just saying it's distorted, right? And then jumping the gun 16 times to say, jumping the shark 16 times to say, therefore, it's 100% refraction, where refraction is something else than refraction as you guys understand it, because you guys are too specific, and it is therefore flat. There is no curvature.
So he's jumping to a conclusion of the process, the whole process, without everything.
Yes. So the data wouldn't help you there. Even if you had the exact data, that would not touch him at all, because there is nothing there to touch.
Yeah.
He's just saying that it's...
That's because I'm not making a claim that requires the data that you guys say. I'm not making that claim.
Okay, so you're making a claim. So wait. So the only way for you to change your mind basically is basically you saying, when I change my mind. There's nothing that's going to change your mind, because the data doesn't matter, our opinions, any other observation. It's only Travis's observation that matters. What Travis thinks only matters. So that means that this isn't a conversation about whether or not you're
Yeah.
right or wrong, Travis. This is
Okay.
this is Travis saying, hang on. This is Travis saying, I think, therefore it is.
Objections. No. Okay. Look, we are not going to be able to have a productive put words into my mouth. Okay?
Well, I don't think we
saying
can have a
any of the
productive
shit
conversation if there's nothing to be said. If all you can say is I don't think so, then what conversation is there? Because that's what your answer is. When we say this works like this, you go, I don't think so, and then that's your argument.
And the issue for me arises, that's fine. If that's the way you look at it and that's what you conclude and all of that, that's fine.
But there's nothing to be talked about.
If your conclusion is there is refraction, that is a conclusion which is fully supported by the evidence. But if your conclusion is there is no curvature because I see refraction, and refraction is overly defined and should be just defined as distortion. Therefore, there is distortion. Therefore, there is no curvature. Well, I'm sorry.
You don't even know my argument. You don't even know my argument.
I don't. I've been asking you for a couple of hangouts to present
Travis,
your argument.
what he's saying right now is this. Travis, you go, it is not curvature, it's refraction. Skip everything. It's never curvature. That's all you're doing. You're not saying it. I understand you guys are saying it's refraction, and you say light bends, but light does not bend that way because, and then I have found that light bends this way because of this, and the conclusion to this is that it's not due to curvature, it's how it's supposed to go, and you've taken everything I said just now and thrown it out to, that's not how it works, it's refraction.
You keep putting words into my mouth, Shawn. Okay,
No.
This is not going to go anywhere when you try to reiterate what you think I've said. Okay, even what Barney just said right now. Okay, Barney, all you guys on this panel. Okay, you guys aren't stupid. Okay, I don't think you're stupid whatsoever at all. Okay, I don't think you're listening very well. Okay, you could go to multiple streams, multiple videos that I've put out where I have clearly. Okay, if you asked Chris Berry, or if you asked Aaron Moorfeld, or you asked anybody else who pays attention to my discussion, they will tell you what my claim is. They know what my claim is. You guys don't know it. You know why?
Okay,
You're
Travis,
not listening.
Travis, let's cut the crap and just quit the monologue. And what is your claim? What are you saying?
Obstruction is never ever caused by the curve, and only ever and only will ever be caused by refraction alone.
Yep.
Okay, can I try? Based on our previous conversations, I would say that your argument is that you can see on different consecutive days that the obstruction changes. You can see that there is varying degrees of distortion in every direction, and somehow you jump from that to the conclusion of therefore it is all that distortion and there is no further understanding required.
Okay, so whatever fallacy you just committed, it was a fallacy. When you said you jumped to the conclusion, okay, it's not just this random info that I'm making. Okay, so here it is, for whatever it's worth. Okay, the explanation for ship or islands or platforms or lighthouses in the distance, the explanation that those things disappear due to curvature has, in my opinion, an alternative explanation that I believe I can provide ample evidence for, that obstruction cannot be attributed to Earth curve. It is the result of refraction. Very simple, guys. So I'm not, okay, again, just to be clear.
So I heard you.
That's exactly
what
what Seymour just said.
Exactly what he said.
I didn't, right, yeah. I didn't jump in and correct Stingray. Barney started talking, so I let Barney talk, okay?
So can I ask a follow-up question on this?
Please let me finish. Yeah, you can. Just let me finish real quick. And then I got to finish building my salad because I've been doing a shitty job because I've been talking. So let me just say this real quick. I am not disputing that refraction is a phenomenon. That's not my issue. My issue is I'm saying that refraction as a phenomenon is an alternative explanation to consider, gentlemen, as the explanation for what we think we see when we say things are disappearing due to curvature.
Right. I'm going to agree with Travis on that refraction can cause things to be hidden.
Yep, I agree.
And could be, and it takes a
It
very
is part
special
of it.
event.
It's part of it.
Well, no, it takes a very special event, Shawn. It absolutely does. Absolutely does.
Well, it encompasses an obstruction view. You can say refraction has something to do with it. Does it have everything to do with it? Hell no.
No. With refraction alone on a flat plane, I can cause something to be. I can cause what we see: the sinking of an object in the distance and something to be pulled up in the foreground. But you can only ever see this under extreme, very isolated, and very, very incredibly infrequent conditions. It
Not
does not
1,000 times. Not 1,000 pictures of it.
Oh God, no!
Exactly.
No, I've only ever seen it. I've only ever seen it once, Travis.
That's where I'm going to call you out and say you have
listen,
no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so I've only ever seen it once, and that was on the Skunk Bay, and I did see it, but it would take the angle of where the camera was looking and the pockets of air that were responsible for it formed this kind of intersection line and raised the lake up to cover the shoreline slightly. And that's the only occurrence I've ever seen where I've thought, oh my God, refraction has pulled that up and caused that to happen. However, let me just finish. It was transient. It was gone in 5 minutes. That was it. Gone. Never to be seen again in that video footage.
Water,
Hold on.
also seems to be.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay.
Right here.
I have made it available where I have shown you platform Gina where that exact effect produces a blockage of the entire body of Gina. It's not the Skunk Bay city line, but it's the same effect. And it didn't just happen in a pass-by. It happens all the time, and it lasts. I have images of this.
I have images of Gina not doing it.
That's right. Okay. Oh my God. I mean, that's a non sequitur. That doesn't mean that what I said is discounted.
Not a non
You're
sequitur.
saying that
it's not.
It doesn't
hold on,
follow.
Hold on. You've been saying that.
What he just said doesn't
for a long
follow.
time. You
This is like Groundhog Day. Didn't we just discuss this the other day?
Yes,
Travis,
we did.
Let me finish for a second.
We came to the same conclusion.
So what he said,
I swear there's some sort of convenient amnesia going on around here.
Travis, what he said was he has images of the same exact thing, not showing the same effect. Now, how is that a non sequitur?
It doesn't follow that because I can show you the effect that it should happen all the time in every image. Because
it doesn't follow it because it is different. If it's different, how is that a non sequitur? I'm sorry,
Sean,
you're saying non sequitur, but I don't believe that you are. Hold on, let me finish. You're saying non sequitur, but I don't believe you understand what the non sequitur is.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah,
Here
I'm
it
ready.
is.
Let's go.
Here it is. I said I have an image of Gina where she's completely obscured except for her top cranes. And I can show you that it happened and lasts longer than just a few moments. And then Shawn said, I can show you images where it's not. That's the non sequitur. That doesn't follow.
That is not a non sequitur.
So it doesn't follow because it doesn't follow your narrative does not make it that.
No. Okay, listen. You're trying to simply because you can, and I have those same images, Shawn. I have images where Gina is fully exposed. Okay, that's the result of different conditions on that day. That doesn't mean that the condition that I can show you where. Hold on. That doesn't mean that the condition that I can show you her completely obscured isn't an effect.
We all understand that. We all understand that. Hold on.
Can we move on with the non sequitur, trying to verify it?
Yeah, because it's a moot point. The point
I asked you the other day,
Shawn
what's
G
the bottom line, though?
The point that Shawn G was making was that the observation was of the same exact spot where it did not show that same amount of refraction. You even admitted that
That doesn't make
you even admitted
sense,
that you
Shawn.
had the same. You had the same observation.
That objection
you
makes
admitted
no
it
sense.
yourself.
That objection
You just admitted
makes
it.
no sense.
What
that
are you
objection
talking about? That makes
no
complete
sense. Okay,
you just said, hold on. You just said that you have images of this same effect going on. And we agree with you. Okay, yeah. That's not an issue. The issue is that we have the images without that effect going on.
Okay, great. Awesome. I have
So, why is that an issue?
That's what I'm trying to ask. I don't understand what they're making this point of. Simply because you could, simply because I can show you.
It is simply that you've misused the term non sequitur. I think I understand what you're saying. The term non sequitur does not apply to that.
I've just got a quick point with you, Travis, at the moment. And then I'm going to leave.
Okay.
Sorry, Barney, because I'm just going to go and watch the PlayStation 5 announcement and stuff.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh, shut up!
Fucking dork!
It's going to be awesome. And I have been
PlayStation
playing
5.
Candy Crush while I've been here as well, Shawn. No, Travis. So so Shawn just put in an alternative to your observations. Now, the weird thing is we've got explanatory power based on our understanding of these. So what it means is most people on this panel could sit down with you, follow the general view of how science views refraction. We can test it locally to verify this ourselves. Then we've got explanatory power. Now, when we might have to draw it in orthographic, that's just the way that we can actually view what's happening. But we can also do a perspective view as well if you wanted, or the end view, and we can explain exactly what's happening here with both of those situations, and it's within our understanding of optics, refraction, and atmospherics. Now, what is required from you when you say that is incorrect is you need to invalidate that understanding or come up with an alternate understanding with explanatory power, and that's it.
I disagree.
Okay.
That was a good conversation.
I was saying that
Listen,
was a question, not a statement.
It's brief. Okay, listen, guys. I'm trying to get out of here with my dinner, so just give me a minute.
Okay.
So, Shawn, how's it going?
Oh, he's gone. Okay. Shawn, can you play my video, please? And maybe I was hoping when Travis is here, but okay, so can you play it?
He is here, isn't he?
Oh, okay. It's just a 5 minutes video that shows how daylight can bend.
You wasted on it.
But where's Shawn? Because I don't think I can play it from my side.
I suspect he's just.
You can play it, but not present it to the stream, right? You can share your live stream to the rest of us, but not the stream.
I'll share it in just pictures, maybe. Is Travis there?
I can show it to the stream.
No, Travis is just sorting himself out.
No, he's getting a salad made.
Yeah, he's just getting his food, I think.
Okay, yeah.
So just, give him a minute.
When you're ready, though, it's on the screen, though.
What?
So,
I have your presentation on the screen. I can share what you're showing to the stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see the two images, and let's say 2 different days for the Swan Lake platform. And then in the first day, this marked in yellow, it occupies 12 degrees vertical in the 12 degrees field of view on the vertical field of view. And then the second day, it occupies 9 degrees on the field of view. So if we look side view, what we see here is the first day observation. We see from my point to the highest point of the platform, that's 12 degrees. This is the second day. I don't know if you can see it now with the red line. Hello? Yeah, okay. So the second line, that's the red line, this should be starting from my point and ending at the top of the platform. But look, where is it going? That's 9 degrees. So the only solution is this is happening. The red line is curving. I don't know if you see curving now or if there's delay in my stream.
No, see the curve.
Okay, so it's either this or this. One of those two lines is curved either upward or the other is curved downward, because I cannot see the same object from the same distance with two different angular size. The light has to bend in order to come to me with a different. I don't care how many curves it goes the way or the way the curves is, but the end result, it's coming to me through a different angle of view. And the only thing to confirm which one is the correct one, we use the distance, we use the altitude divide distance, we get the tan of that, so we get the angular size of the object. If the angular size matches what I see on the screen, then this day has no refraction. If not, if it's bigger or smaller, then we know there's a refraction of different types. So that's how daylight bends, or else we would have seen anything image and why we see it. That's it.
Yeah, you realize that all you did right now was tell us a story, right? That was a great story, bro.
Travis, he explained what he was trying to say, which is kind of what we're asking.
Show that to me in real life. Show me that in real life.
We have. Yeah, we did. Sunrise, sunset, do the exact same thing.
You can't prove that the light is doing what he just showed you.
I just told you I could earlier.
Then how do I
started to, and he did.
Different angle. How do I receive it through two different angles?
How do you know there's two different angles?
Because the angular size of that damn thing is different. One day it's bigger, one day it's smaller.
What are the two angles?
You can measure it on your screen.
Okay. I'd like you to take a photograph and show me that ray of light bending, please.
Why? Come on.
You can't do it.
Once, because come on. And how do you get the same angle? How do you get a different angle? How do you see it bigger? Explain to me. This is my explanation. Now
refraction.
Give me your
refraction.
Well, I showed you refraction. Show me your model of refraction. If you don't like my model.
Look, my model is the world that we see. Okay, when I take a picture
that doesn't suffice.
Travis, I'm about to show you.
We both see the same world.
Travis.
We both see the same world. The question is, who has a better explanation?
Travis, I can show you.
Whose explanation works more often?
Mine is much simpler. Mine is
Travis,
much more simple.
Look in the Travis.
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
Travis, look in the chat right now.
It does.
Travis, look in the chat. Click on that picture I just put in there. That is light rays bending.
That's exactly what it is.
You're welcome. I just proved it.
Yeah, same like the prism.
No, you didn't. No, you
yes,
didn't.
I did. What? Yes, I did.
What is that then, Travis? What is that?
It's okay. My God, guys. When I say you guys aren't stupid, that doesn't mean you can't say stupid things.
Like you.
Like you, yeah.
Listen.
All I ask is, what is that rainbow?
It's an image
of daylight bending.
No, not the way that he
Not
just
the way
explained.
Travis wants you to say.
No,
to
you
think
can't.
It is.
All you can do is say that that's what's happening. That's fine.
No,
but that's
I
not
can
my
say
image.
it and I can explain it and I can tell you exactly why.
You
That's exactly
can't
why I know.
Prove it, Shawn.
Yes, I
You
can.
can't
I'm
prove
proving
it.
to you right now. Daylight does
All
bend.
you're showing me, I didn't. Okay, listen. I do not say daylight doesn't bend. I don't say that.
You said, "Show me daylight bending."
That's exactly what you said.
No, the way you are diagramming it, show that to me.
I just did right there. There you go.
You
Well,
can't prove
well,
that.
hold on.
I just
Yeah,
did.
okay,
We
hold on.
no.
Let me
Well,
say something.
we did.
In my diagram, the curve
Well,
that
that's a nice way. That's a nice way to win an argument. We won. We won. We won.
As opposed to you saying, well, you have to absolutely prove it, otherwise whatever I say wins on being simple. Well, here's a simpler explanation. It bends because I want it to.
Travis, you say
I have
no.
a cause,
Okay,
I have
Travis,
an effect.
Stop.
You say
guys,
no. It's
like,
Travis.
look,
You say it's
you
no.
are
It's not.
mis-
Is your what you say?
Miscategorizing. You are miscategorizing my claims, Barney. I do
Go
not
ahead.
say. I do not say because I say so or because I wanted to.
Yes, you do.
No, I say that that's a simpler explanation. I say that it bends because I want it to. That's a simpler explanation. I don't have to add anything else to it.
Okay, you just said it again. I'm not saying because I want it to.
Yes.
Oh, for love of God.
You're not saying it. I am saying it. I am saying that I want light to bend, and it bends. And that's a simpler explanation.
Okay, great, good for you.
And that's a simpler explanation than your refraction.
Good for you, Barney. Awesome. Nice. Wonderful.
You're fine with that?
What's your
Is that a good explanation?
What's your claim?
My claim is that the light bends because I want it to. That's the simplest explanation I can think of.
Okay, so we're now making arguments because of our personal preferences. Okay, great.
No, you didn't want any. You didn't want anyone. You said you don't. We get too specific. You say we add too much detail. So Barney simplified the fuck out of it, and that's his argument.
Okay.
Shawn, I think
listen, you guys. Okay, listen. Barney didn't just say light bends. He said light bends because I want it to. That's a completely
That's your
argument.
That is the same argument you have, Travis.
That's not my argument. No, it's not.
I can make it simple. It's not that light doesn't even bend. Your camera takes the images and your eyes see the images that I want them to see.
Pure insanity. The
simplest explanations don't work just because they're simple. They have to work.
They
right?
do work. They do work.
No,
show me where my explanation with my images doesn't work. Don't
well,
tell
show me where my explanation with your images doesn't work.
Don't reverse the burden on me. You made a claim, and I'm asking you to validate your claim, and now you're putting the burden back on me.
I made a claim. I made a claim that the light bends because I want it to, and that all of your images are in perfect agreement with that statement. Prove me wrong. Show me where it doesn't.
Show you.
Take a photo. Take a photo and point out the thing that happened despite me wanting otherwise.
Barney,
show it to me in the picture. Now!
You are not making any fucking sense, dude.
Exactly!
The same exact sense as you do.
Exactly!
That's
the point. That's what happens when you don't have an argument.
Okay.
Right? When you make an assertion without supporting it with an argument.
Okay, you show me where my argument is even remotely.
You haven't presented an argument.
Fuck off.
You haven't made an argument. There are no premises. There is only a conclusion.
Fuck off.
Fuck off yourself.
Okay, the reason why I stepped up. Okay, hold on. The reason why I have stepped up is because it is absolutely false that I do not have an argument and that I do not have premises. That is
So
absolutely
what are you doing?
false.
What exactly are you doing here then? If you don't have an argument and you're arguing everybody else is wrong, what are you doing?
What the fuck? Can you not listen? Are you a fucking retard?
He just said the exact opposite. No, he just said the exact opposite of what you...
Yeah, you just said the exact opposite of what I said. Are you
I'm
stupid?
asking what is your argument, dumb shit?
Yes,
Okay,
we are all
how
asking
long have
what
you
is
been
your
here?
argument.
How long have you been here in this call?
I've been here long enough to know that you don't know nothing.
Oh, I don't know nothing. Okay, have fun with that. Whatever.
I am having fun with it because
I'm
you're
pulling
making a
up,
fool
guys.
of yourself.
Oh, okay, I am. Okay, well then I should stop. I'm gonna stop.
Do you
now,
actually hear yourself talking to yourself?
Yes, I do.
I mean, do you actually hear? How old are you?
So anyway, I'm for your soul. I used to be 3. But now I'm for your soul. Okay, so anyway, I'm pulling up to my stop. I've got to eat my dinner, and this has been a load of insanity.
Sounds like exactly
Bye, guys.
Enjoy your meal.
Having just come in the last 15 seconds, is it just me, or did he just sound exactly like Nathan Thompson?
He sounds just like him. I mean, this could be his brother. That's the.
There are no arguments left. There are no excuses left. There's no evidence left. All that's left is to shout and say you're a effing idiot. That's it.
But the problem is, he knows he's got nothing.
No one else is looking, you see.
Saying, no, it's not like that. It's like this because that's what I want it to be.
Yeah, but I would have actually been thrown out by what Sauroke did, by somebody coming in and saying the exact opposite of what I just said and putting it in my mouth.
Wow, that was funny. I timed that well.
Yes.
Oh, he's finally defeated.
Well, no, he's no.
What was insane to me? What was insane was
You're so funny.
That I thought Travis would pick up on what you were doing, Barney, because about 2 seconds into it, I went, "Oh, it's literally Travis's argument. Literally."
It's like Barney was just messing with him, and he took it like.
No, he wasn't messing with him. Barney wanted him to see that he's starting a hypothesis and ending his hypothesis with the conclusion.
Well, yeah, that's what he was trying to do. Yeah, exactly.
Well, he learned that.
And you can construct anything with that, and it's indefeatable. It is unfalsifiable. It is just there is no argument. There is no supporting evidence. There is no evidence needed. It is like literally the last conversation I had with Pete, where you're same thing. You're not presenting an argument. He goes, yes, I am. Okay, tell me. Well, in 2015, I realized that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, how did you realize it? I looked at the moon and it was apparent to me. Well, that's not an argument. You have again told me what the conclusion is. And he just didn't get it. And same thing with Travis. Conclusions are not arguments. Conclusions are the final part that you have to reach with your argument.
And if he did it that way, then he wouldn't be able to argue every single day the same thing.
Exactly.
Did you get it? That's what Gleam does. That's what he does. They all do it.
Yep.
And it's like he wants to say he doesn't make a claim. Every photograph and every footage makes a claim, and he doesn't realize that.
Well, no, he's making the claim that there's no.
I still say his photographs are valid science.
Well,
in the same sense that Tycho Brahe's measurements were valid science. He is in some form a genuine observational scientist. Now, what I'm objecting to is that he does draw conclusion. He may claim that he doesn't all he wants, but then he comes out and says it is 100% due to refraction. Okay, yeah. And when you say refraction, you mean refraction? No, I mean distortion. So it is 100%, the distortion is 100% due to distortion. Okay.
And my whole argument with him is...
I think we should give him some time, like when I say this is my explanation of refraction, show us yours without saying distortion, because distortion is the end result. I think we should give him time and and wait and see what he's going to say.
If he would go for it, yeah, but I don't think he understands enough to actually do that.
And that's the part where you're being too specific and you're being too precise and you're explaining it to what is it, concisely, completely, and clearly.
And don't tell him what you think he thinks. Come on.
I have a question.
Isn't it, Barney?
I have a question. Because I don't know the lexicon of fallacy. So when I told him, or when I showed my presentation about how the light bends to make us see different things, and he asked me to show him the light ray bending, what kind of fallacy is that? Because I'd like to use some fancy words.
Is that like a bias fallacy?
A question is never fallacious. A question is not an argument. Yes. Regardless, a request is not fallacious. A fallacy. So, okay, logic. Arguments are made of premises and conclusions, where the conclusion is somehow contained in the premises and follows from them. If you arrange your premises in such a way that due to construction you will come to a wrong conclusion, you have formal fallacies, such as affirming the consequent, or like, what would be an example? Men have beards, I am a man, therefore I have a beard, is a fallacy because not all men have beards, right? Or women don't have beards, she's a woman, she doesn't have a beard. Well, not true, some women do have beards, it's just an on average statement. The informal fallacies, the fallacies that get invoked, such as straw man or the appeal to authority or the argument from ignorance, is when you don't make an argument but pretend that you did. When you say, I am such an expert on this topic that I know it so well that I don't even have to tell you why. It just is so, and you should trust me because I'm an authority. Or, yeah, go ahead.
Very quick question. Could you please explain in detail, well, as much as you'd like, the fallacy of appealing to authority, because it's not what people think.
So
could you? It's not appealing to authority. Isn't saying that an expert in this field has information that I can deem valid. What? So can you please explain what appealing to authority is?
So people usually call an appeal to authority when you mention a scientist, right? If you say Einstein's theory of relativity shows us that this, a lot of people will accuse you of invoking an appeal to authority because you have mentioned Einstein. Now, you haven't mentioned Einstein. You have mentioned Einstein's argument, which is well presented and well supported. He is a genius and an authority because he makes such a good and strong argument. Now, if you don't present the argument, if you don't invoke the argument, if you say, well, Einstein thought that God exists, right, without any argument, he just did, that's an appeal to authority. That man is an authority, that man knows his stuff, and he says it is so without telling us why. We should believe him because he's an authority. That's fallacious appeal to authority. Does that satisfy your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Right. The whole point of arguing is presenting arguments. If you fail to make an argument, if you say something like, well, what you have said is so stupid that I don't even have to tell you that you're wrong, you just are, then you haven't made an argument. You have just alluded.
Yeah. If you can't see it, then I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't see
it. Then you haven't made an argument. You have just said you are so stupid and it is obvious and I don't have to explain it to you. That's not an argument.
Yeah. You can't tell that everything NASA produces CGI. I don't know what to do with you. You just lost.
Same thing. Strawman. Strawman is arguing against a point that nobody made, right? saying that somebody said something, or behaving as though somebody said something which they didn't say, and not letting them clarify, and then defeating that thing which you have set up yourself. But you're not arguing anymore. You've gone on and are talking in La La Land with your imaginary friends, right?
So that's like the most common fallacy that's people do.
Yes. But also in doing strawman can happen unintentionally. It is very easy to misunderstand what somebody else said. It is very easy to find the most uncharitable way to interpret them, or to even genuinely understand that that's what they said. But if somebody says something which is just completely irrational, you don't go and say, aha, that's what he's saying, he's an idiot. You go and say, I'm not sure you meant to say that. Can you please elaborate? That doesn't make any sense, right? And when somebody says, no, you misunderstood me, let me explain, you let them explain, because you obviously misunderstood them and you don't want to waste time talking about something that obviously isn't the topic of the conversation. But people get so hungry about scoring points that if somebody words something in a way which is not very clear, or fails to communicate, which happens a lot, he said it correctly. He said what he wanted to say. His ideas, when worded into words, are said the way that he says them. But when you hear them, you have a different image in your mind that's bewildering or doesn't make sense. That's the point where you have to actually strain and try to understand what the other person is saying. Otherwise, you are committing a straw man. But on the other hand, a lot of people are just saying, you're strawmanning me whenever you say something that they disagree with. Like, I was strawmanning him while I was speaking for myself. I wasn't even talking about what he was saying.
Yeah.
I was making the assertion. And yet I was somehow strawmanning him. But I haven't said anything about what he has said, right?
Yeah, I know.
Same thing. The non sequitur that he invoked with Shawn G. Non sequitur literally just means the conclusion does not follow from the premises. Is he has given a statement, and Shaw has given a statement, and then he imagined what conclusion Shawn might have been leading to with that statement, came to an irrational conclusion of where Shawn G might have been leading to, and called that conclusion in his head a non sequitur. Yeah, and that's why Shawn's...
So basically, he just made up his mind before Shawn even made up his point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't mind read. You will get yourself in trouble. That's what the principle of charity is there for, to protect you from looking stupid.
So do you think that Travis's, because as far as I can see, Travis's argument was pretty well represented when we just say what he is saying is it can only be distortion in the atmosphere and never curvature. That's basically it. Why has this gone on for so long with him continue to make the same claim and continue to claim that no one is listening to him and no one is understanding what he's trying to say? I don't get it.
I don't know.
I love the fallback of, well, you don't know what my argument is. Like, yes, that's the whole point. I've been inviting you to...
Yeah, it's not complicated. It's very, very simple. I don't get why it's just gone on.
Because they wanted to, I think. They want it so bad they have to keep continuing until someone thinks they're right.
I mean, he spent literally days at the beach, so yeah, he's got to. Yeah, it's the sunk cost fallacy.
So that in itself is a fallacy. That's called pulverizing, right?
I can see that. Okay.
Well,
when you don't have to know what arguments the other person is saying, nor even evaluate their arguments, nor implied arguments, you can dismiss them because you can assign motivation to what they're doing. If you know why they are wrong, then you don't even have to check if they're wrong, right? That's pulverizing. And that's another informal fallacy. There is no argument there. You haven't made an argument of why he's wrong. You have just justified for yourself why you wouldn't check whether there's an argument.
Yeah, because I'm going basically by assuming their the motive. That's why you should never assume. Assumptions are the mother of all f-ups.
And even if I completely agree with you on what those motivations are or appear to be, and they seem the same to me as well, a lot of people are just so intent on that conclusion being right and accepting that conclusion to be their basis from which they build up, that it has to be something. I don't even have to know what it is. I don't even have to have an argument. I just know that the Earth is flat. And whatever we're seeing must agree with that because the Earth is flat. That's a fact. And yeah, that's how you get there. But that motivation doesn't tell you anything about the quality of the argument.
Yeah.
And really, it's just an accusation on their part of a presupposition, but that's their presupposition, is that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I have a question, Barney.
Yes, but
I have a question.
A self-confirming, a tautological presupposition is not wrong.
Barney?
It is what is called a self-evident truth. Go ahead.
Did Travis do a non sequitur rage quit? Because it didn't match the argument. Was that a good saying?
No.
Okay. I'm learning.
I think I'm getting the
quitting
sense.
is not an argument. You cannot make a fallacy while not making.
Yeah, but not a non sequitur.
The salad was a non sequitur.
You said that a non sequitur is when the argument or the conclusion didn't match the argument. His conclusion to the conversation didn't match his argument.
No, a non sequitur is not just something that doesn't fit.
Oh.
Right? It is not just something that doesn't make sense in the context of the situation. Right?
Okay, so then you know what we need to do? We need to have I'm going to do a live stream where all the debate terms are explained because I don't know shit. It just gets frustrating to me. And talking to Travis was fun, but now he's on that whole debate talk way of doing shit, and it's like, I got to deal with that shit again.
Well, he's basically he spent so much time at the beach, so much time trying to figure this out. He's coming in here thinking that his arguments he's going to get somewhere with them, and it isn't. And so he's frustrated. I can feel it. I mean, that's obvious, right?
Well, the problem is that rather than accepting truth as even on a basis of it's evidence that I could look into, he is automatically making the determination that what we are telling him is false. Yeah. I think he's feeling that we're just rejecting him outright because he's a flat Earth, and we all think flat Earthers are dumb, and so we're just dismissing his argument out of hand without considering it. We're not listening to him. We're not paying attention. We're not taking him seriously.
Well, the good part is that's definitely not what happened.
No, I know. It's just, he's in the conversation. Didn't ban him from the.
No, he just gets once. It's the same thing. Yes, okay. Erebus didn't go about it the right way that night, but it always comes to the same thing. The second the conclusion is not what Travis says, he gets irate, and everyone keeps telling him to calm down. I don't know why he keeps doing that. He's getting frustrated because the argument is he's hitting. This is what I think. He's hitting a brick wall. Remember those brick walls I was talking about earlier in the beginning of the stream? Travis is hitting one, and he's not willing to realize he can't jump over it.
Well, basically what he's doing is bashing his head against a brick wall of reality, is the term I use, and it's giving him a headache. So I think we're doing.
So I've had that problem myself, like literally, by going in, reasoning it out with myself, and agreeing with myself that my reasoning is correct, and then going out and talking to other people, and they would bring up objections that I didn't bring up myself.
Yeah, and that's
because I wanted to reach that conclusion, right? I thought I had a good argument, and then somebody says and comes and brings up a problem with my argument, and then you feel uncomfortable. You feel
attacked.
You feel attacked and ashamed, and I felt. I'm not talking. I'm not putting any emotions or words into Travis's. I'm talking literally about myself because this did happen to me.
That's what happened when I left Flat Earth. That's exactly what happened to me.
And when I talk to myself, I don't see that obstacle. I don't consider that obstacle. I consider a lot of things which work in my favor, confirmation bias, right? And I come to a conclusion which suits me. I'm satisfied with the reasoning that I have created to support my conclusion. It seems good enough. And then I talk to somebody, and somebody brings up an argument which is a defeater, which points out where I have overestimated or overreached or committed a fallacy. And then I am ashamed and angry, and yeah, and that's where you have to become intellectually honest and intellectually strong and recognize that the truth is beyond you, that even if you are wrong, the truth is still truth. Even if you think you know and know wrongly, the truth doesn't care. It won't get offended if you got it wrong. And the best way you can deal with it is get better. Think some more. Research some more. But yeah, he needs to learn how to construct arguments.
Well, damn, Barney. Truthfully, I just want that last paragraph and save that and just play that on my channel.
Exactly.
Over and over and over again. Hello, everybody.
Yay! Hey, Aimee, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Doing great.
Pretty good.
Marvelous.
Good. You were talking about how Travis at the end of the show was going into all that. I'm making fun of everybody and everything. That is frustration. I can see that. I work in my son's classroom sometimes, and things, when you're trying to help someone learn something, it can devolve into that. And because it is frustration from trying to learn something, or like Barney said, hitting a brick wall with your arguments, it's frustration will definitely cause, well, you're a poopy head, you know.
Exactly what it is too. Yeah,
I see it a lot.
Yeah, and the key is always trying to figure out how, and I think that's why these conversations happen over and over again, because and all of us, it happens with me, especially with Travis. It's you're trying to figure out a way to explain it, and it's hard to explain it differently, but it may always come down to, it just may be a different method of explaining it that you don't even get. It's hard to figure out if that's what's needed or not. That's the problem I'm having.
And that also causes frustration. So of course it makes, it makes it even harder. Exactly. If there was a way, because some people are visual learners, some of them are learn by, hearing it. Mm-hmm. Some learn by doing it. It's one of those things where you have to learn the balance of, which method do I use to help this person see what I'm trying to say. And I can see the frustration on both sides. I think that's why I haven't gotten into debating, because I know because I'm not the best with words either. So it's like, it's one of those things, where I would get frustrated because this is what I'm trying to say, but I just don't have the words to say it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yes, and it gets like that because I have a hard time with people who deny my experiences raising my son. And yeah, I get that. But that's what I try to fight against, all that stigma and everything. But that in itself can get frustrating too. So
absolutely.
when I'm talking to people who are like anti-vaxxers or people who say, well, it's your parenting that's causing him to be that way. What?
Ooh, yeah, it's
automatically it's an affront. So my frustration levels just go through the roof and it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't get anywhere that way.
Yeah.
And once you get to that point, you just keep going. You know, and you're like, okay, I have to step away from this for a little bit.
Yeah, you almost
maybe that's what Travis needs to do.
But there is a mistake somewhere in there where a lot of people seem to be under the notion that you can show somebody that they're wrong by arguing against them to a point where they will agree. And from my experience, people don't work that way. The more you try to show them, the more they run away from it, right? But logic and reason don't care which way you approach it, and that's the difference kind of between me and Rumpus, right? Where Rumpus will get incessantly angry at me, but you get the exact same result if you try to help the person construct the best possible argument that they can for their position. Starting with the conclusion and then just building the best possible argument. Because if you do employ logic and reason, it will fail at some point. You can't quite get there if the conclusion is wrong.
Well said.
So you can actually argue with people by helping them, by going, yeah, let's go and build the best case for what you're saying that we can. I'm gonna help you as much as I can.
Because they'll need you to divulge that information that you've been asking for. I get it. Break down your argument for me is basically what you're asking.
We can build it up as much as we can, but if it is to be complete, if it is to be coherent, you have to avoid all of the falsities in it, or all of the contradictions in it.
Yeah.
Right? And if you keep finding more and more contradictions, oh, this is not what I thought that it was, or these two things which seemed unrelated to each other, that if it were so would support my theory, when you bring them both in, they lead to a contradiction. They cannot both be true. One of them necessarily needs to be false. And then you know that your theory is wrong.
And when it's wrong, throw it out. Boom.
No, you shove your fingers in your ears and go la 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 la.
Wait,
I hate that word.
That's where Montreal came up with that. He covers his ears and it's just implanted in his brain. He has a song he sings. I get it now. It makes sense.
Yeah, you're all in La La Land. La 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 la.
That's yeah, I guess, and then you want to add to it. You know, we were saying, the different ways of learning and everything, but then you add to it people that, I'm sorry, there are people that just say nuh-uh because they're stuck to that, and that's another part of the argument that you have to a brick wall, so to speak, that you have to run through. So, like you're saying, Aimee, it's both sides. It's us we got to realize as well. Sometimes you go down a path. A certain flat earther, you may hit a brick wall. You may need to just go back where you came, hit that fork again, and go another path, and then try again somewhere else. And I think we're starting to get that point with Travis, and the argument at least, because there really is no argument. I never thought about it that way, but Barney broke it down really great. I mean, where you start off in this scientific method of figuring shit out, Travis does build a strong conclusional argument. It's only refraction. It's never Earth curvature, and then he builds from that rather than anything else. But the problem is he's stuck on that, and the building of the argument is his argument for that is it's not important. So the filler is not important, basically. And then
there's no meat to the pie.
Yeah, and if that's a brick wall, I got to realize that's a brick fucking wall.
Yeah, he went from observation to conclusion.
Yeah, well, with chemo, like chemo, I used to want to debate chemo to end Earth. I used to go and torment him just to try to get him to, and I realized a long time ago I hit a brick wall. That's why I don't give a shit. I don't even want to say hi to him. Like I have nothing to say to that guy. I know it'll go nowhere. It's going to be a brick wall, and I'm just like I said. I think where I'm coming in because I'm starting to get frustrated, and usually I'm the one who can talk to Travis calmly. But yeah, I think I hit a brick wall, and listening to you guys talk to Travis today, especially today, because no one was getting all irate and stupid or anything. Travis, his argument, it gave Travis the opportunity to put his own foot in his own mouth, and yeah, I got that's what it is.
I hate to say it, but somebody was getting irate and stupid.
I kind of try and cross that edge too.
Well, by that point, it was pretty clear what was going on in my eyes. And to be honest, I would have said something, but I was eating. I had a mouthful of cereal, and it was like, well, I can't say nothing. And for the record, it's all the viewers' fault because I was eating earlier and someone said something, so I muted myself, and I purposely kept myself muted because I was eating. So it was your guys' fault, not mine. Thank you.
Okay. We go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mark. I have a quick. I'd noticed yesterday someone posted a video of Rene appeared right at the end of his video to take the keys out of a truck that was holding up a guy who was fixing a light pole or something. Did anyone see that?
No.
No.
That's seriously flat. Yeah, I've got where I saw. I'll have to see if I can find it again.
Oh yeah, I'm confused. He just walked up to a random car.
There was a guy. There was a guy up in a thing fixing.
And he did this on video.
Yeah, and he was vertical video, and he was.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
5G and coronavirus, and then he goes up to pick.
That was Nathan Thompson.
No, it was Rene, and he opens the pickup door and takes the keys out, and then starts MFing the guy and walking away. That was right at the end of this video.
That is him getting arrested.
What?
Easily. That's going to be him getting arrested. I will guarantee that is him getting arrested.
Yeah, go look for it. Yep.
Wait, no, you brought it up, asshole. You go get it.
I'm on my phone.
That's a dick. That is such a dick move. How do you like? Hey, you guys hear about that shit? Oh, I can't get it. I don't know where it's at. I'm on my phone.
You know what? I'm on my phone too. I'll find it.
One of you guys better find that video, because now everyone's like, what?
I was asking if that was actually the case. If he actually did that, I was just like, wait a second, did he just do what I think he did?
Shawn, I just realized that this stream is not showing up in my subscription feed.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it didn't show up in mine either. I don't know why.
Did you guys get that little bell? That hurts my feelings.
We got the little bell on and stuff.
There you go. I just posted the link in the chat.
Oh, see, YouTube, it's censoring. I don't have Flat Earth.
They really are. They're censoring stuff all over.
No,
you just
I don't.
Truth.
I don't have
the truth.
Oh, it's the truth. They're censoring truth. There you go.
Yep.
Thank you, Shawn Hawkins. I think Shawn Hawkins just brought it up. Whose is it?
I got the notification, and the link obviously works. I can view it. I have it in my history, but it's not showing up in the subscription feed.
Yeah, that's the only way I had to go to your channel and then click on it.
Wait, Earth is seriously flat? Uploaded this?
Yep. Yeah,
Didn't want anybody to open their.
Wait, he sounds angry. I don't think he's doing the Earth is seriously flat. He's not doing the Earth is seriously flat. I'm gonna share it. Hang on, guys. I'll share it right now. Yeah, I don't think he's. Yeah, he's
shouting
not.
at a random.
He
He's
must
not.
be mad because the quarantine. He can't get any meth.
All right, I just shared it. You guys can hit the
He's
live.
like,
link.
fuck, I've been out of the corner all day. I can't find any meth dealers. What the fuck is quarantine?
Okay, so
What fucking do? I'm fucking doing.
Hey, I like your toilet paper homage to toilet paper cube. That was good.
Who you fucking 5G took all my fucking meth rocks?
We got this knucklehead
No,
up
fuck, I
here.
never thought a quarantine would keep me from my fucking meth rocks. Sorry, I'll let go now.
Oh, you're cool, Q.
They're killing me with them, not giving me the meth rocks.
Everybody's quarantined. Nobody
I'm
knows
actually
what's
watching
going
it, so.
on, and
Q, it's not a rock.
they're
It's a
upgrading
crystal.
their 5G.
I did the same thing as Christmas,
kilometer.
dude. I need one. You got any? I don't care what you call them. You got something, baby.
That's what's going on, brothers and sisters. Right now, we're here in
It's
Sunset Beach,
a
California,
12-minute
beautiful
video.
stationary flat
Don't
Earth.
watch the whole 12 minutes. Just
And we
watch
got
the
this
last 30
knucklehead.
seconds. Seriously, it's just him
This is
ranting
who they're
about
working for.
quarantine and 5G.
Hey man, what you doing up
You
there?
saw the video where he took
Harass
that
me
guy's keys.
trying to put up
What you
his
doing up there,
tower.
brother?
Did he
You're
go in
supposed
the
to be
truck?
quarantined.
Yes, he did. He went right in that guy's truck and took the keys.
Hey, dude.
this dude's got issues.
Hey.
Oh damn! Don't take that. This guy's meth rocks, man.
You're supposed to be quarantined.
And
What are you doing outside? You're not on the
police
quarantine.
station. And
You're not on the
told him
quarantine. Who's your
what
boss?
was going on.
Who's your
Gonna get
boss?
in trouble.
Yeah,
Who's your
Are you?
boss?
This
Give
is
me
on
your
the
name.
truck who he works for,
Come down.
dude.
yeah,
If I was that dude, I would whip his
that's
ass.
well, that's also
Come down here right
Up in
now.
the
messing with
bucket.
the
Yeah,
Get your ass down here right now,
FCC
sir.
and, you know,
What you doing out there?
Terrified, dude.
that's a federal
What
crime.
frequencies are you using right
Anything.
now?
He's got a screwdriver or something.
Hey, brother.
Flat Earth this.
Hey, you can hear me, right?
Crazy as fuck.
Yeah, that's a federal crime.
Come down,
Actually,
man.
didn't say anything about the flat Earth. He
Get
was
your
all
ass down here,
whining and
brother.
crying about 5G.
What you
nothing
doing out
I
there?
wasn't even working on 5G for crying out loud. He's so stupid.
What you afraid out of?
Nothing is as important as he can't get his meth rocks,
We got
dude.
this.
I watched the video. I just don't understand why he was irate about this guy. It just seems so random.
Tampering with
It's like he didn't even know, like,
communications and
what-
frequencies in our neighborhood.
That's so
We're not
weird.
What
allowed to
happened
run
to
over
the
who they
beautiful
are.
glow abortions
Hey, brother,
on
come
our
down here right
beautiful
now, please.
stationary flat Earth?
This guy's a fucking idiot. He doesn't even realize that what's happening is the guy's fixing a light, the timer, and the syncing of a light.
It's like nothing to
Hey,
do
get
with
your ass over
5G.
here, brother.
I know.
I need to know what you're doing in the public.
Dude, I hope this guy gets donations.
What are you doing
man.
up there,
Jesus
man?
Christ.
That's not telecom.
Hey.
That's a.
The gas
We're
company.
supposed to be in quarantine, right?
He has
I
to
need to know who
work for
gives
the
you
Hey,
gas
hey,
to be in the
are you
street.
guys listening to it on the from my live link?
With coronavirus.
No,
I don't listen to him on
Get down here right now, man.
Okay, so like, it's at 1.5 speed, and he sounds like he's talking normal. So if I put it normal, I wonder if he sounds super slow.
Hey, culero.
Crazy. Literally
No te hagas
crazy.
pendejo, güey.
He said, what number should I call right now? Do you call 911 on yourself?
No te hagas pendejo, cabrón.
Hey,
Cállate por
video
abajo,
tape.
güey.
What number should I call right now? Dude, you need
Taking the
911.
keys.
Te estoy hablando,
Oh
cabrón.
man, that's so messed up, man.
He said to call
Don't ignore me, man.
911.
You're breaking the law.
211.
You're breaking the law, man. You're going to jail.
211.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
You're going
Is
to
it
jail,
really?
motherfucker.
211.
211.
I swear to God, if I saw him, I would knock him the fuck
I'm
out.
calling the cops, man. I'm calling the cops.
I hate fucking people like this guy. This guy is the worst.
Isn't he close to you? He's in Huntington Beach.
Yeah, he's like an hour from me.
Yeah.
All right, we're calling the cops, man.
He laughing my ass off
lunatic.
like I am now.
What, you think you're a monkey? You're going to stay up there?
Guy
So those
working.
people are real.
Good grief. How scary is that?
Get your ass down here right now, man.
I'm telling you right now, if
I want to know who you are.
this dude is bad. I'm so happy I
Looks like
kicked him
guy
off
had
the
a cell
server.
phone on him.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I'm watching this is because I'm going to justify whipping his ass in a half a second.
Look at this
Because if
piece
he
of
takes
shit,
those
man.
keys out of that truck when that man's up there,
Stop doing that.
I
He
will
does.
fucking.
He does. I got to that point right now.
He did already, Sean. He does it, and then he puts
Whatever
it
the
back.
fuck he's doing.
Oh, did he put it back?
That's
And he
not
keeps
right.
asking, yeah, he puts
We're
it
gonna
back
get
and he
to the
starts the
bottom
truck
of
to
this.
pick up. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
And he keeps asking if he works at the gas company, dude.
What the gas company has to do with 5G anyway?
I don't know what. I guess when he doesn't get his meth rocks, this is what he's like.
You know, dumb.
Guys, people out in the peanut gallery
I,
complaining.
yeah, this dude, this guy.
I told him I
You wanna
didn't
come
care.
down and talk to me? Who are you working for?
Who are you working for, man? I need to know. I'm gonna turn on the car and you're gonna come down.
I would. Oh, wow, this guy.
I would be heckling him if I saw him. I just walk up to him and heckle him. Well, he's heckling the guy in the truck. I'd heckle him and call 911.
Okay, motherfucker, come down. You got power now. What the fuck are you doing up there, motherfucker?
I would just start yelling at him. Well, what do you work for the gas company? What do you know about 5G?
Are you working with 5G?
I work for the flat earth.
Okay, come down and tell me. If you're not working with 5G, you're not the enemy.
So essentially, by taking those keys out, he's holding this man hostage up there in the sky.
Yep.
What's your name?
It's a metaphor.
Well,
Yes, it is a metaphor.
That's correct.
I need to know your name. Yes, I need to know your name.
He's going to be quarantined in a special quarantine room tonight, boys.
I can tell you for 100% fact.
With squishy walls.
If the guy that's in that carrier called the police and said, "Yeah, I want to press charges," that motherfucker's gonna go to jail.
Yeah,
that's evident. He has the evidence of that shit right there. I'm gonna tell you right now. Whew, I am livid right now. Holy crap! Oh, I am so angry at the moment. Whew. Yeah, and that's a problem. He lives real close, real close. real fucking close.
It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, what are you in prison for? Oh, spreading flat earth truth.
They're suppressing the truth, man.
I killed a bitch.
That's how you figure out who's the top or bottom. Flat earther.
Yeah.
Bottom.
I killed.
I held some hospital
killed the
in my
globe.
work bucket today at 20 feet. I'm the man.
Man, and that's the best part, though. I looked at it, it's like, you do 5G? It was like, what the fuck are you talking about 5G? He's on a light tower.
Change your light bulb.
That's how stupid he is.
It's like,
It's 60 hertz frequencies.
Well, it
Jesus
looks like it
Christ.
wasn't the only light bulb that was out today.
That's for sure.
He's
Yeah.
someone's son, guys. He's someone's little boy.
Hey, I'd like to say, what's up, Tony? I think it's like the
what's up,
first
Tom?
time you've been on my panel. I think you've been on a couple times, huh?
I just talk shit. I'm sorry. I'm really
No, you're
bringing
good.
substance to the room, but
No, you're good. I do call you the hype man. You are the best hype man, though.
I used to be. I kind of fell off my game a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see. Hype.
Part you from, Tony?
Florida, the most backwoods.
Oh no, I mean internet-wise. What little groupies do you hang out with?
Oh, he's
I've
debate
been
flat
in this
earther.
group for like
Debate flat earther more.
4 years probably. And
Oh yeah, that's where I heard that voice.
Yeah, he's a Jim Panda's server guy.
It's a potato.
He's kind of been he hasn't been around for a little while. He kind
Panda.
of disappeared. He left us.
Yeah, I did.
Aw.
I had some shit going on. So I got to break
What's that?
myself
It's
free
hard to
from
get
the
a word in
chaos.
edgewise over there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't go there.
Especially when Scott Veach is around. He talks and talks and talks and never shuts up.
He's a troll sympathizer. There you go.
He gets the best
Sympathizer,
troll.
yeah.
He saves them all and everything. He's like their god, their savior.
Because Kosho gave up on him, so someone had to pick up the reins.
Kosho's a
His
mod now.
doppelganger. Scott Veach has a doppelganger. It's in my incels 3.
Yes,
in
his
the third one.
dingleberry gang.
That's where he got- he's got a doppelganger, and if you want to see who his doppelganger, and I think he's in the third one.
Wait,
Mr. Veach's doppelganger.
wait, or is he?
All he ever says is,
or are
"Fix
you
your
sure it
mic,
wasn't him?
fix your mic."
Yeah, anyone listening, if you go to Debate Flat Earther more, if you were there now, if Scott's there, put something in your mouth and start chewing and say hi to Scott. He loves it.
I don't even have to do that.
Oh yeah,
Everybody's mic is fucked up according to him.
yeah, but he'll
He doesn't want you to say anything.
he'll close to throw open his own mouth if you chew and talk at the same time. He
Cordis will freak
fucking hates it.
He hates it.
Qantas will freak the fuck out.
Look
Yeah,
at
call him
YouTube put out
Quarter.
look, I gotta announce something for YouTube, everyone. Okay, YouTube is gonna be really messed up, and you better get ready. Okay, because no human beings are going to be double checking the bots. Okay.
What?
So you might put something up, and it might just get automatically taken down, even though a human being might have came and vetoed that on a bot, and there won't be anybody to put it back up.
Oh, because there's no one there.
Yep.
Because there's our content, so everything's animated.
Because apparently YouTube employees can't work from home.
What?
Well, you tell me. I don't fucking know. I said they gave me a little announcement on my thing when I uploaded my video today. It said, "Oh, well, this might get taken down, and there'll be nobody to stop it because nobody's gonna be here because coronavirus." And I'm like, "Well, they can't work from home." So YouTube, I put it on from home.
They can't work home team from home. That's like the lamest
They work
excuse
when
I've
they're
ever
there,
heard.
though.
Corona's not fun.
No,
Corona's
they
can
don't.
find you anywhere, guys. In your house.
Seriously, upload a video. See if you get the same warning I got.
I'm definitely going to try it. Definitely.
I don't have anything to upload.
I got old vintage porn I could put up and see what they do with.
Well, you might get away with it.
Considering that that the whole world is currently locked up in their homes watching Netflix and YouTube, I would expect that they would actually have some incentive to hire more people.
Yeah,
enable them to work from.
Oh no, Barney!
Yes, the world economy is failing, but those companies are actually having it good.
Yeah, but the thing is you would think a multi-billion-dollar company, you would think a multi-billion-dollar company like Google could have good stuff.
Yes, the
They
world
don't.
economy is failing, but those companies are actually having it good.
Yeah, but the thing is you would think a multi-billion-dollar company, you would think a multi-billion-dollar company.
Fuck you. That's basically what it said. AI is now officially taken over.
It's all Skynet now. It's going to take over.
Started with YouTube, guys.
Nah, that was entirely tongue-in-cheek. I actually fully understand that with the load that they're having and the economy going down, that they're simply saying, fuck it, we don't have the ability to handle all of it. Same thing is happening with a lot of industries. Like, I was supposed to go to Turkey next week, the week after that, and had to cancel my flight. And the company that I was flying with, well, actually, I will name them, Turkish Airlines. They actually did a good thing. They went and said, well, you will get if you cancel before your flight, you will get not a full refund, but tickets to use whenever.
Like and collateral, or what do we call it? Fucking
yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
And in situations such as this, they have no requirement to do so.
Yeah.
And the agency which I bought them through simply said, well, you know what? Fuck it, we don't have the manpower to do it. Like you have the ability to do it. They are offering you to do it. We don't have the people to handle all the requests which are currently coming in. You guys are all on your own.
Yeah. Well, here in America, the companies have figured out a wonderful way of making money on that. And what they do is they sell it's a flight insurance, basically. So if something happens or you need to cancel it, you can get your money back. But it's an extra 30, 40, 50 bucks, something like that.
Yeah, we have flight insurance as well, but flight insurance for 99.9% of the cases where you can get flight insurance, it doesn't cover higher powers. Right? It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't cover events such as a global epidemic. Yes.
Speaking of global epidemics, have we all heard about what happened to Salt Lake this morning? 5.7? 5.7?
Oh, the earthquake.
Yeah.
It's solidified?
Yep. They shook. The ground shook beneath the feet.
Well, coming from someone that comes from California, so. For me, it's like, and what the fuck? 5.7, cute.
5.5, yeah.
Yeah, cute.
Plants fell over, Shawn.
Oh no!
Inside their apartment, their potted plants fell over, and the
Yep.
Lights rocked back and forth.
Yep, that's what happens. A few books fall over. DVD. Yeah, Police Get a Lot Up. My books fell over. My CDs fell over. My DVDs fell over.
Yes, my autograph signed.
Yeah. So my picture fell off the wall.
Where all the bricks fell out of a building on the sidewalk.
There is a guy in Salt Lake who has spent last 20 years building the world's largest playing card tower, which collapsed.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Who's gonna win, Khabib or Tony Ferguson? I just went off the rails.
It's okay.
Corona.
Okay.
You're right. You got it.
And here's the best part.
So who's going to be the first person to change the My Sharona song into the My Corona song?
You did. You just did.
You just did it.
Yep.
Oh.
So Tony, to answer your question, I don't know. Khabib should win because he's a fucking animal. But Tony Ferguson has that it factor, and he should win. So I don't know.
I mean, both have amazing records now.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, Tony can go on forever. I mean,
but Khabib has something that no other has, and it's fucking insane to watch. He just has that ability. He's always in the right situation. I don't think I've ever seen Khabib in a bad spot.
No, I mean, there's sometimes where it took a little longer for them to get the person in the spot he wanted them.
That's it. But that could just be filling out or good defense. But yeah, Khabib has that it factor. Tony does too. That's the problem. Tony, he does. And the worst part is if you had never seen them, if you've only seen one fight, you wouldn't get that from Tony. You'd have to see all of Tony's career to understand how great he is. But Khabib, he shows it every fight. He just is on a different level than everyone else.
When is that fight?
April 4th, I think. 4th? I want to say April.
Are they going to have it, or is it just going to be televised?
It's just going to be them fighting in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
No so just be no audience. Then.
So the UFC decides. So this is what's happening with So everyone that's on that card right now is in quarantine. The UFC is kind of paying. I'm not saying fully paying, but they're paying for all the fighters and their camp to quarantine themselves, which means not go to their gyms or close their gyms down because what's happening is they're at risk of losing the card and they're so far away. They're kind of having to figure it out now. What they're going to do is they're going to have only the ringmen, only the fighters, refs, and judges at the card. No audience.
This card's going to be the biggest card, I think.
Well, guess what? Guess what? UFC is going to have to return all that ticket money. They're not going to allow people in the building. By that time, I guarantee you it won't be in the building.
Higher power. Higher power, you don't have to return anybody's ticket. It would be really, really nice of you if you did. And it would be a really smart business move if you can, right? If you can afford to do it.
Yeah, well, the UFC's done it before.
My wheezing cough.
Jesus Christ.
My corona.
They've done it before. When I'm not sure if people remember when John Jones got popped, and it was like 2 days before. They gave ticket sales back for that. But this one, man, that thing's been sold out for over 2 months now. 3 months.
It's been waiting for like 3.5 years.
More than that, 5. This one is the 6th time Khabib and Tony have been scheduled to fight. They have never fought each other. Yeah, that's how serious, how everyone wants this fight to actually happen now.
Oh, I so wouldn't want to be Japan right now.
They're definitely probably in quarantine.
The Summer Olympics.
Oh yeah,
it's one of the most expensive sporting events for a country to hold.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason why it's worth holding them is for the recognition and having the sites be tourist attractions, and like all of it has been built and all of it is getting cancelled.
Yeah, everything. It's a big deal, people.
Farmers, that song you shared is it's a Illuminati tardy song because it's saying like the lyrics are saying it's a media game, like it's not real. You see that at the end?
Look, it was one of the comments on that particular video, and I thought, hello, somebody's done some lyrics, so I copy and pasted them. I didn't actually.
Yeah, but they obviously by the last set of lyrics think that the coronavirus is a hoax.
Never going to stop media such a dirty game. Because no one gets the shot for the flu. I get a flu shot every year, thank you very much.
No, you don't. According to the song, you do not.
Don't believe anything Farmer says. He's a alleged flat earther.
I thought you were just going to say, oh, he's a foreigner.
That's part of it too.
I know.
That's where it's coming from. Foreigners.
Are the schools closing in the U.S.?
Yep. No, but Trump said he's going to give everybody who is an upper middle class $1,000 check.
Hang on. Because yes, Barney, they are. My son's school, the schools around here are all shut down until April 21st.
Yeah, my daughter.
And they're talking about possibly closing the school down for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
The dentist is closed.
I'm curious, how does your system of governance handle that? Because
summer school, or they'll start early. They'll start school year early again.
Yeah,
because
they'll finish it.
We mostly have public schools. There are very, very, very few private schools, and those private schools have to teach the same curriculum as the public ones. And we have a government-owned TV. So what our guys did, they shut down all the schools.
Wow.
And switched the curriculum to TV. They dedicated one of the national TV channels to school.
That's awesome.
So are they going to use the schools to house patients now so they have more room? Set up emergency, like FEMA triage sites?
Schools are still schools. Teachers are still working and have to go to work, but they're communicating with the kids and us parents via email, checking homeworks and giving out assignments and stuff like that, and coordinating with the lectures that are broadcast on national television.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
Doing here in Dallas, they're doing everything on online now too.
That's what we're doing. I've got all this stuff at home here because we're closed for 2 weeks here in Maine, but I think they're going to reassess and probably close for longer.
Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do here too.
Yeah, they wanted. They're saying April 21st in California, but what they're saying is they want to. They may just go to the rest of the school year shutdown just so they're not playing the when are we going back game. But for here, I don't know how I think that was a great idea doing video school. But typically like snow days, because they have extended snow days sometimes, heat environments, just different situations. What they'll usually do is they'll either extend the school year so summer vacation is shorter, or they'll start earlier just to make sure that the kids get the credits, I guess you would say, for those semesters. But yeah, they'll have to finish school. It's not like everyone passes. They don't do that.
Oh, they don't.
No, they won't.
Because we have because we use up a lot of snow days because it's Maine, of course. So we do use up. We always go over. They usually make it up because what the usual school year is they have like a late start day on Wednesdays. They take that and that hour adds each day. Each week it adds up to a day after a while. They make it up that way. Okay. They extend the school year, into the summer. And that's what we've done before because we've had like 2 weeks worth of snow days a couple years ago. So right now we're at 2 weeks. So that's probably what they're going to do for the rest of the year. We're not sure yet, but they might close for the rest of the year.
I've known school districts, they'll kick out of summer if there's too much time taken away, they'll put kids in school during that time. It's they made it cool for, especially when I remember when I was in school and my son's school, the way they work is no matter what, they're gonna get as many of those credited days that they get paid for. They're gonna make them all up. They have to almost.
Yeah, and they do here too, and so we.
Yeah.
So I bet you we'll be going into summer or however they're going to work that out. But yeah,
but that's
it's
why
going to have to be made up somehow, I'm sure.
Like that's why and I think, and I kids hate this, and I hated it when I had to do it. But the year-round schools, the ones that are they go throughout the whole year, but they have more breaks in between different little spots or something. I think that's the best one, because that's the kind of one that if this type of situation happened, you're gone for 2 months, you have all year to make it up.
Exactly. I wish they did that here, because Matt actually likes the structure of school and the schedule of knowing what he's doing all day, every day. And I just think it would be awesome if he went year round.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the
He
summer
would too, actually.
Yeah, the summer really probably is like a hamper on it, because it changes everything right away.
It does. And just as you get used to it, you start back in school again and have to get used to that schedule again. So it does throw us off, as special needs kids do. So we have to. So I'm hoping that they do that. Once he goes back, he'll. Yeah.
Well, that because I like that, because and the way my dad had to explain it to me, that to make me actually realize how great it is instead of getting that 2.5 months, 3 months of summer vacation, you get like, I think it's like 6 to 7 week to 2 week long breaks. Some are 3. It's like kids, you guys you're out of school a lot more than you think. You don't realize it, but yeah, I think it's a better structure just for everything. One of the biggest things that I've always remember is you don't remember anything when you get back to school after summer, and year-round schools, that doesn't happen.
Exactly, and that's why kids in school systems that do so much better than what we do when we have that whole block of summer off.
Yeah, like the first quarter of the semester it's all just teaching what they taught already, and you're just going backwards. It's weird. I thought more schools would have changed it.
First whole month.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so.
I thought they would revert from it.
But that's how you create reinforcement.
Well, I know down here in down DFL, Plano tried to do the year-round school, and it didn't work out. It fizzled out about 4 years later.
Really? I always thought it would be a good change. What I'm seeing a lot of the schools doing now that I didn't think would happen. I should have seen it coming, because I remember when I was a kid, we had elementary school, we had junior high, and then high school, and then
that's what I had too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now it's the melting pot of grade school, and then middle. They call it now, or elementary school. Now it's called middle school. And they take out the junior high, and then now my son's school, it's K through 12. It's weird.
Really?
Yeah. So
all the way up.
Yeah. So what happens is he starts at 7. I think it's K through 6 starts at 7, and then 7th grade to 12th grade start at 8, and then the younger kids get out earlier, and then an hour after them, the older kids get out. But the thing is, it's small. It's a small school, so maybe of the high school kids, there's maybe 600 high school kids tops.
Wow.
I mean, it's not a big school, but they're all like K through 12 is all there though.
That's interesting. I guess I can actually see that happening over where I'm at, because they're building like these huge high schools. I think they're going to all be put into one.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Well, what it does is it's I guess you could say it's cheaper, because it keeps your district more tight. Because what happens is what I see happening is there's so many schools. What ends up happening is they're all become waiting lists on them because everyone's trying to get to the one they want to go to and all that stuff. Whereas in this school, when you start doing the melting pot of it, it just becomes, okay, well, it's the people in this district that come to this school, and it's not, they don't have that many kids that are bussed in. There's only, I think they have maybe 3 buses, smaller buses. They don't have a fleet of buses at my son's school. So it's one of those things where all the kids at that school, I'd say 90% of them live in that little area of Santee. It's just the way it is. I think that's what they're trying to do when they do that melting pot of schools, of grades.
But yeah, I can see that too, because we're like, especially with my daughter, we're like 1 or 2 houses away from the edge of the district. So to go to this school, but she has to go to another school because we're out of that district.
Yeah, you said you live in like Texas, right? You were saying?
Yeah, around DFW. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I couldn't see Texas doing that because you guys are sports. You guys take that way too seriously.
Football.
Yeah, your high schools need their space.
And they're building big down here, man.
Oh yeah, I've been out there. I know exactly. It was a crazy. It was probably about 10, 15 years ago. I used to play competitive flag football, and we used to do tournaments in Plano. And
oh yeah.
And I remember them. What was it? What was it? 1, 2. So we pull into the driveway or pull into our hotel, and we can see the lights and everything of where the school was. And we were driving to the school the next day. We get there, and we saw this stadium. We were like, holy shit, that's the high school stadium. That looks like a professional stadium. And
Plano's like that, yeah.
No, well, yeah, the driver because we had a taxi. The taxi guy looks at us and goes, "You guys crazy?" And we go, "What?" He goes, "That's the practice field. Their field's across the street." I'm like, holy shit. I mean, their practice field literally looked like an NFL stadium. It was like, and that's when the guy said, they don't play here. That they do not play. Like, if you, like, I don't even know how to explain it. They're for rec centers.
You have to actually see it.
Yeah.
To actually believe it.
The money Texas schools put into their football programs, holy crap.
You would not believe. I mean, it's unbelievable. Because I played basketball in high school in North Texas too. So it's like that's not even close to what it is like football.
Oh yeah, you guys don't play out there.
I'm leaving, so I just wanted to say bye and thanks for a great hangout. And Aimee, lovely to see you in here. Would love to see you more.
Yep.
Thank you. Same here. Thank you. It was nice to meet you again.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a good one, Barney. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go
later, Barney.
I'm gonna go ahead and end this one out. It's a good timing. Yeah, it was a good conversation. I like I said, Travis likes I think he likes the argument. I think we kind of defined it as a brick wall, and I mean, we're both at the brick wall, both sides of it, trying to get around it, and I think I need to realize whether or not it's going to happen or not, and then move on. I've done it 1,000 times before, but I don't need to keep slamming my head against the wall. And he made it very clear, or actually Barney made it very clear that conclusion before hypothesis thing, it's not going to work. It's not going to work in this conversation because I can't handle it, and it's so out in the open that it's either he's honestly got to change it or he's dishonestly not going to. And it sucks. I like Travis. Travis is cool. He's a cool dude. I like him. But I can't. I'm not going to hide I'm not going to hide the reality of the situation because we're friends. I would hope that anybody on this panel that heard me say something that was blatantly wrong and I was fighting it tooth and nails wouldn't stop. Don't make me think something wrong is a narrative I need to keep going on. You know what I mean? And he just can't take the criticism, and that's not my problem. That's his. That's the reality of it.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I just want to say first and foremost, Aimee, thank you for being here. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
It is an
Thank
honor.
you for having me.
Yes.
Thank
Anytime.
you.
Anytime. Anybody else wanted to? Q. Your video is. I don't know if I want to play it. Is it Corona related?
Yeah, it'll put a Corona tag on your video, maybe.
Yeah, I'm scared to play it because they're pulling shit too.
It's also 13 minutes long.
Oh, that's long. Can you put?
No, you don't like long.
I know I don't. You want to spam the chat with it though, so we can watch it later?
What do you mean in the audience? I already put it in there. I put fresh.
Oh, okay. Cool. Awesome.
I mean, whatever.
I just didn't. I don't want. I'm gonna end the stream.
We can watch it when you go off. We can do it in here together. I don't care. We can do that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I just
you
don't
don't have to put it on your channel, and I put it in here too. I mean, I don't care.
Okay, no, it's not about sharing. I just don't want. I don't know if YouTube is pulling those yet, and I did.
I don't think it'll get pulled, but
okay.
it will put a coronavirus tag on your video.
Oh,
and
I know
it's
what you're talking
13
about.
minutes long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's got coronavirus on it.
Like a lot of mine
on my
are
channel.
like when I do my geoengineering stuff, I get the climate change tags. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's got one of those, and then it's 13 minutes long. We'll just watch it together.
Yeah,
everybody can go look at it.
Yeah, yep, no worries. Who else is Hannah? Thank you for being here. Shawn can't hear me. Yep. Mr. Viktory, thank you. It's an honor.
Thank you. That was very cool.
Yep. Foreigner.
Yeah.
You didn't say much today, but thank you for being here.
Foreigner is a good band. That's great.
There you go. And Stingray, you're here. Pie playing Candy Crush like a little girl. And that's not derogatory towards little girls. It was just a statement. Don't take anything by it. All right, better yet, you're playing Candy Crush like a flat earther. There you go. Gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys.
That's my video, Sean. See the thumbnail? What do you think?
Well, I saw in your description it said something about it, but no, when we come back, I'll watch it. Definitely watch it.
Yeah, get offline.
Yep. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Again, I mean this full heartedly. If you're that path thing I was talking about, I literally did that nonstop through being a flat earther. And I've said this 1,000 times, even back then. It's odd to me how you can have a narrative like a lot of flat earthers, not all, a lot of flat earthers do, about how things are wrong, how things actually work, how you guys have these narratives without an argument, without the evidence. Like Barney said, starting from a conclusion. How do you not have all these multiple paths of trying to figure things out? I had millions of paths. I hit brick walls every day, and I had to go around them. I had to figure out different methods, or I had to realize my idea just didn't work. I think like I said, I've always thought, especially since I left Flat Earth, that it was always going to be for everyone. It had to be a progression of misunderstanding to understanding, then leaving Flat Earth. And I'm realizing it's definitely not the case. It's not the case at all, because a lot of people are stuck in their own egos, stuck in their own narrative, stuck in their own demons. I don't know what the fuck it could be. It just is. But when it comes down to what the conversation of me and Travis, I think Barney laid it out pretty obvious that it's good for him, not good for anyone else, and it doesn't matter what's being said as long as it's what he wants. And it's that style doesn't work here, especially it doesn't work on my streams. Why? Because I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to hear things out, and going through a circle of this is my conclusion, fuck the rest, is far-fetched and ridiculous to me. If you don't want to talk about the real observations that we're doing, then what are we doing here? I was saying it earlier, and we've done this before, and this is where my frustration lies. We looked at Travis's videos and photos. We've agreed to everything that we were looking at. And then at the very end of that conversation, Travis would literally say, it's not curvature. It's only refraction. Why? Because. And that doesn't work. Travis, it does not work. Your whole idea of it not being curvature is based on I wants, I wish, I thoughts. Or better yet, Travis, it's based on faith. You may have left that Bible religion part of it, I guess, but your belief system hasn't changed. Your ether band is based on faith, nothing more. You don't even have a Bible to read from. It's faith in a fallacy, I guess. I really do hope, Travis, that you do realize this, and you do realize that that all the other flat earthers that are in your ear trying to explain to you how to have this argument it's not in your best interest. Your best interest is your own truth. Your best interest is what you understand, not what you have faith in. A lot of you question whether or not I'm here for truth. Question if I was a real flat earther or not. The reality of it is there are no flat earthers. There are only globe deniers. Every flat earth evidence really is just a globe phenomenon, explained by the globe. Don't you see that? See, I'm still here for truth. And now there are certain people in my way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm from the era where they fuck you up, then they take your tennis. Always on my Grizzly like I play for Memphis. Mr. Triple Double, I don't do the bitches. Get the pen and pad and I get down to business. Flip the work, stretch your calisthenics. You just getting started, I'm about to finish. Kick up my feet, then light up the spinach. We get a pack and flip it like a gymnast. Tell me what the fuck you know about the trenches. Everywhere from over east to the village. Run the game through the streets like a scrimmage. Keep it 100, don't need me no gimmick. Flow is wicked, so you know I'ma kill it. You study my shit, so you know what to mimic. But we know the difference from Bentleys and Civics. I'm not finished, always on my pivot. See it coming, anyone can get it. Except for them thoughts and them pigeons. Promoting violence, who with it? Rest in peace to my critics. Moment of silence, crickets. I wear my scars like a badge. Had to work hard for the cash. Go and tell them why you mad. Bitch, I be all in my bag. I wear my scars like a badge. Had to work hard for the cash. Go and tell them why you mad. Bitch, I be all in my bag. I wear my scars like a badge. Had to work hard for the cash. Go and tell them why you mad. Bitch, I be all in my bag. I wear my scars like a badge. Had to work hard for the cash. Go and tell them why you mad. Bitch, I be all in my bag.
Slickest old head you ever see. I'm connected, you can tether me. Chase it till I'm in that Royce truck with the 7 seats. They say I'm hot, like fucking on leather sheet. I'm 5 alarm blazing, level 3. Had to fight my way out of the devil teeth. Baltimore official, sit me right next to Mellow seat. Fantasize on that lime green Lambo with the yellow seats. Puffing that lime green with the yellow streaks. With a fine piece with the jello cheek. After 2 shots in the lead, I tell her eat. I hit the lights and turn the switch on. I never sleep. You pussies is hella sweet. Give them 1, but I sell them 3. Get them done, watch the rebel eat. Let the bass ride, let the treble speak. I'm on the bass line, you better let them eat. Duke crush and tell them better bag. Foul play, you gon' catch a flag. Drumming the mad, come through with nothing on top of the jag. Bitch, I be all in my bag. Bitch, I be all in my bag.
I got the drip, watch me drag.
Bitch, I be all in my bag.
I wear my scars like a badge. Had to work hard for the cash. Go and tell them why you mad. Bitch, I be all in my bag. I wear my scars like a badge. Had to work hard for the cash. Go and tell them why you mad. Bitch, I be all in my bag. I wear my scars like a badge. Had to work hard for the cash. Go and tell them why you mad. Bitch, I be all in my bag.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hater plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a fuck what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop shit, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot shit. In the yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting bitches with the oh well. Need 100 milli on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best nigga. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like. 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?